Yeah, yo, niggas is wildin'. As usual.
Niggas about to be
From
out.
the
Kijk,
north,
Zoro kwam erbij. Gelijk was kappen niet meer 14. Wauw.
3, 2, 1, brawl!
Hij raakte mij nog steeds. Kut. Kut, man. Oh, deze boys helemaal los aan het gaan right now. Oh, ik had geen helikopter meer. Dat is crazy. Lekker. What the fuck? Oh mijn god. Nee, nee, nee. Ik ben dood. Hij heeft zichzelf echt gekillt zo. Dat is zo crazy. Nee. Oh. Lekker. Blijf daar, nigga.
Ik ga nog naar boven komen.
Yo, dat is insane.
Oh, ik besef de boel lachen van jou.
Ja. Hey, maar je kan gekke saves met die Tori doen, hè?
Ja, dat is koude crazy actually.
Dat is wel sick.
We Love Hip Hop Network, straight out of Canada. My brother, Friday, Ricky Dread, 9-second applause.
Yes. Yo, thank you, Justin, for having me back over here. Always excited to get into these conversations, man. I'm ready.
Word up. Thank you for being here, too.
Word up.
Also returning champion, my DIYer brother, been doing incredible work.
Koen stats hebben op auto.
To improve their careers. And dropping incredible interviews. He has a fantastic conversation with Young Guru that's on the channel right now for artists who are looking for ways to improve their production, their process, and their careers. And he's got an incredible one coming up with Good Luck tomorrow. My brother Curtis King, 9-second applause.
Always 2, Justin, you over here sweating like a pastor. What you just preach? You preach a sermon?
That's why I was late, man. I was late. I went to the gym. I went and exercised. Then I went and took a shower. And then I get out of the shower and I turn these lights on. And so now I have my sweat handkerchief. So thank you for calling me out and pointing that out, Curtis.
Amen, amen. I appreciate you having me here. Always a pleasure to be here. And yeah, a lot of fun this year. You know, 37 years into the new year.
I was a solid 6'2". That might be 6'2". Also, joining the show for the first time, I've been a big fan of his commentary for years. Over at
Fuck's met deze ook doen.
from Rockefeller Records to now his own platform, and
Wow.
the music president and I am.
Oh my god.
My brother Wayno, 9-second applause.
Thank you for having me, man. I'm honored to be here, man. Bro.
Also joining the show for the first time. I'm a big fan of the commentary. I think he is effortless, funny, wildly knowledgeable, and I think that joining us today for the first time, Gina Views, 9-second applause. Word up. Now, Gina Views is one half of Effective Music, one of my favorite shows right now. This year has been really dope because the algorithm has shown a lot of new graders in front of all of the algorithms.
Oh, yo.
This conversation. And I think nearly around the same time, latest than ever. That has been very impressive to my
Oh, yo. Oh my god.
Be nice to everybody. Never meet somebody. You would say stuff like, you would say things like, always make sure that you respect the craft. You would always remind people to keep doing cool shit. And he would always be putting on for new artists everywhere from Homegrown to 1923 and now to Effective Music. My brother DJ Head, 9-second applause.
Shout out to you, Jay. Thank you. I appreciate you. Also, you know, I think that, also I want to say, you know, I think that to LA, I think what was dope to me was that the fact that, you know, you took my advice and you stayed out of trouble, so I thought that was dope.
Yo, man, I definitely did. I definitely did. Because, you know, it's very easy to get ahead of yourself in this industry, in this conversation. It's very easy to look at short-term success. I think that's the foundation for longevity. It doesn't always go that way. And more than anything else, what's very crucial is having solid relationships, having people respect you, respect your word, and you put that right at the very forefront of things I need to focus on when I moved here. For people who don't know, I moved here to take over Hip Hop DX. And so there was a lot of eyes in that seat and on that role. And DX hadn't been real people at that point in time. It was an online blog. Everybody was in different cities. Everybody was working from their home. And so LA being LA, which is a very different city than I've ever lived in, it's territorial in its own way. Your reputation is something that you have to protect at all costs. And you know, I really appreciate your advice.
I appreciate you, Jay.
Word up. All right, first topic. This is a record-breaking everything for Kendrick Lamar. Every time I turn on the internet, turn on social media.
Turn on the internet.
Every time I turn on the internet, Kendrick
You sound like a
breaking
real
the record.
old head, right?
That's what I embrace my unk roll. I embrace it. It's okay. I can't fight. I don't like to fight the ocean. It's all good for me. But you know, for a Super Bowl performance that was as subversive as it was, for the range of criticism from, it wasn't a traditional Super Bowl performance that people were expecting. We didn't really like the set list all that much. Well, now we're a week out. It's the most watched Super Bowl in history. We're watching people discover the symbolism in this performance in a way I've never seen before. I've never seen people spend a week trying to decode and understand what they just witnessed on that stage. We now have Kendrick, following his 5 Grammy wins 2 weeks ago, he now has 3 albums in the top 10 on the Billboard 200.
Oh yo. Hij was al voorbij mij, man.
That was Prince.
Game is shit.
And then he now has 100 million, first rapper to ever get 100 million streams on Spotify.
Oh my god.
I'm gonna start with you, Friday.
It's not enough.
Dood jij, man.
It's not enough. 1 second.
Oh yo.
I'm gonna start with you, Friday. Is this a successful Super Bowl? Is the criticism warranted now that we're a week out and we look back?
You know, when I think about it now in hindsight, because I had a lot of the same criticism as far as the set list. I thought the show was great. Like the spectacle itself and the set design and everything, choreography, amazing. but I would have maybe had a few different choices for the songs. I was thinking, go big, you know, get all the songs that everybody recognizes. But I think from using all of these different songs from GNX, it kind of took the focus away from, let's just focus on these big songs and let's break down the show. You know what I'm saying? A whole conversation got created around it. And because of the lack of knowledge of those songs, it might have translated over to the streams of the album because people are like, hey, I didn't know those songs at the Super Bowl, this whole Super Bowl that everybody's talking about. Now let me go check out these songs. Where on the contrary, we're like All Right or something, people already know those songs. They don't have to go check them out again.
Nee joh, hoe dan?
Yeah, I mean, I look at it.
John kwam niet eruit, kill.
The thing that stands out to me most about this Super Bowl is I don't remember seeing a theatrical, almost Shakespearean performance during the Super Bowl halftime show. Right? You've got Samuel L. Jackson directing people, leading into the different songs, etc. You know, and in that regard, with GNX being a new album, it's also the first Super Bowl I think that didn't lean super heavy into nostalgia. Right. In that context, does the trackless criticism still hold up for, let's say, for you, GNX? I know that you had some other songs that you thought might have worked at the Super Bowl.
Well, not necessarily work for the Super Bowl, but just to work for the concept of the show. Because GNX is my favorite album, not because I'm from the West Coast. So I was happy to see that be on stage. I was just saying for the actual concept and the message that he was trying to say.
Ik draai niet om, ik ben een sukkel, ik ben een noob, ik
I
ben
think
slecht.
that this is amazing, and a nigga better watch the next time he asks somebody to come outside, because the niggas come outside from the West Coast and you end up on the Super Bowl with 5 Grammys. I don't know. I'm just saying, don't poke the West Coast Bears. I don't know. But I'm also being able to see somebody who stems. I love battle rap, so being able to see somebody who like stems from battle rap culture,
Look at him, man.
and then
Trying to kill the
be
boy.
able to perform a song
Fool,
that
that Drake.
stems from rap beat on the Super Bowl stage is fucking amazing. Give me some applause for that.
Oh, nee.
1 second clock. Yeah, I mean, you know, there's so many different layers to pull out. And I don't think I presented it as a criticism, but I did present it as something that was very surprising to me. And my audience continues to remind me or tell me that that's not what it was. But I looked at that Super Bowl performance and I was like, oh, we going all the way in on Drake. I think every song in that performance,
Nee joh,
maybe
what the hell?
has a subtle shot at Drake. And I thought that I didn't expect to see. I thought there was a possibility that Kendrick wouldn't want to continue to go all the way in on that at this point in time. But maybe perhaps to, highlight other songs or not wanting to highlight that too much. And my audience over here is like, it wasn't about that. It was about the message to Black America, the symbolism that's within it, or just the challenges that we face as a community. And in my head, my response to them all the time is, yeah, well, it's that too. Right? It is a multi-layered, metaphor-heavy Super Bowl.
Oh my god, deze boy.
Yeah, I think multiple things can be true at one time. When, what was your reaction?
Ga weg, man.
I mean, I was sitting in the living room with my family. It was cool. The biggest thing I took away from the Super Bowl was this. It was something that was performed that we're not supposed to get anywhere else again. You can go on, you can go on the tour and see those favorite records perform. You could go anywhere else and see them favorite records perform. But the Super Bowl, what he was able to do only lives there. Like, you don't get to see that set list ever again. In that sequence with Samuel Jackson bringing it's its own thing. And I think that, like, while the symbolism and the Easter eggs and all that's cool, people forget that this is something that we're supposed to experience just for that. That's the Super Bowl performance. You're never getting that ever again. So for me, I appreciated it. I mean, we was in here dancing, jamming, having fun. You know what I mean? That's why when I seen everybody talking about the crowd. When have we ever watched anything on television and really worried about the crowd? You know what I'm saying? Like, I'm not tripping over the crowd when I'm watching TV. You feel me? So I enjoyed myself. I was actually disappointed in the Super Bowl overall because the game was trash, because it was a blowout. You know what I mean? But ultimately, I enjoyed I think it was worth every minute of waiting for it. All the anticipation. To me, it lived up to every single standard that I had. I had no expectation.
Is there something to people who do have criticism that maybe there was too much Drake in the performance? When you think about this, let's go with Curtis. Is there something to that art?
No. This is why I'm so glad to be surrounded by Head right now and Gina Views, because that's West Coast energy. And you know what the first thing I said with my civilian self? I said, he banged on that nigga. That's the first thing I said when I heard that third verse. I said, oh, he really did that in front of everybody. No, I think that that's what you're supposed to do, especially if you're going to represent an authentic West Coast energy. Can I make 4 points really quick? 7 out of the 10 songs, he owned the masters too.
Dit is die eerste
This is the
twee.
perfect catalog for him to perform. Shout out to Brian Z for that one. It seems like people wanted Kendrick to catfish America into loving Kendrick. That's not the way that you want to build a fan base, right? It's hope that
Deze boy, hij doet
these
zomaar
hit
shit.
songs are the way that you bring them in. I saw criticism of Black Eyed Peas in 2011 that said that them performing their hit songs didn't translate to a live audience, whatever that means. And they made hits for a living. Last point.
Oh my
He
god.
performed Be
Deze
Alright,
boy.
one of the songs
Fuck, man.
and Good Kid, Mad City
Zo.
in the Super Bowl prior to this.
Stop singing me, bro.
Let's be honest. You're setting a bar for him that is unrealistic for anybody to go ahead and do. And I don't think we understand how spoiled we were with the performance like that until you started to see some of these performances during the All-Star game, with the exception of the Russell. Because when you start to see what a lot of these rap experiences are, you don't get theater. You barely get these niggas rapping over their own without their vocals. You got that. He ran more yards on that field than the Kansas City Chiefs. What are we complaining about?
1 second applause.
Dare I just throw something into the mix over here?
Hij kan Loki play, hij loopt gewoon te fucking trollen deze Zariel, man.
Not like us. Obviously, he's gonna have to do.
Kijk daar, hoe is die Tory? Oh joh.
Huge. But did he really need to do 3 to 4 Drake songs?
Those are not
Made it-
Drake songs. Those are Kendrick songs.
Or
that
Drake
have-
disses?
But I think that's the
Kraken,
vibe.
net
To me, this encourages what I think is a overprotection of a
Kijk
grown
daar,
man
man,
who
dat
chose
coverde
to
me
battle.
shit, man.
It was too big for his britches. He
Kijk daar, hij
chose
kan
to
Loki
do that.
play. Nigga,
He
het
said,
loopt gewoon te
it's
fucking
funny
dingen
how
zo, joh.
we changed the narrative. He started this situation by saying, drive. Nah. Came back out this time. Where did that energy go now that we're talking about him as if he's some kind of victim? That's a grown man that got into a battle with the groaner man.
No, but I'm not saying that. I'm saying.
Ja, je
Can I
dacht.
ask you a question?
Ja, nu ben je dood. Nu ben je dood.
What is the 4 disses? Because I keep seeing people bring up like how all these songs are disses.
Pas op hoor, hij kan ook play.
Other than, with the exception of Not Like Us, he didn't perform Whacked Out Murals
Fuck.
at all.
Fuck!
The beat just
En dan kijk ik niet
What
uit.
was the
Klote
4
zo.
songs that he used to diss?
Ja, oké.
Ik kon dat ook leven, man. Ik moest gewoon neutral
Oh
zingen.
yeah, my fault. I'm bugging. Euphoria did play. Alright, 2. So 2 that I could.
Ooh!
What was the other 2?
Song from the Black Panther soundtrack.
That is a
All
when
Stars.
did that become
Hold up, even pauze toch.
a Drake diss? I just want to know, bro.
Hij probeert
When
ook.
did that
Lekker, loop erin.
diss record? Like,
Hey, Wayno, it was known that it was a diss for a long
jammer.
time. It was during the subs back and forth. But the fact that
It
he did
is.
it, I think for me, I'm not gonna lie to you, it kind of confirmed that it was. I said,
Really?
all of a sudden, and you got Luther out here.
Lekker.
You got other songs. Oh, they did Luther, but yeah. Okay.
Oeh, lekker man. Kill himself. Nee, hij is dood, hij is dood.
Euphoria. Now, yeah, I ain't gonna front. Euphoria was like, oh shit. I was like, he
Lekker,
really
man.
did that. That's
That's
the only
cool.
thing I was shocked at. Euphoria.
I'm just
Ik
saying
wil het niet meer zien, man. Ik zeg je eerlijk.
Bigger than even the
Ik
battle
wil een ass
itself.
blijven bieten.
I understand that.
Nee, ik wil het niet meer zien. Ik zeg je eerlijk, man.
Dismiss that. But
Ja,
that's
ga
what
gewoon
Not Like Us
loesen.
is for. Not Like Us
Te respecteren, man.
handle all of that in one song. We don't need to do 4 songs or 3 songs on the guy. That sounds like obsession to me.
Is it not hip hop? It's not
He
hip
said
hop.
I cut my money off if she don't see it.
Hold on.
How I see it. Fuck that nigga.
Damn!
Wait,
On the biggest stage.
Yeah, but that nigga's spending a lot. He's renting a lot of space in that nigga's head.
No,
and he's
no,
using the
hold on.
Super Bowl to give this nigga for 4 songs.
Hold on. So, alright, let's put ourselves in somebody else's shoes.
Heb jij die Super Bowl gezien al, Ryan?
Heb ik die wat?
Die Super Bowl, heb je die optreden gezien?
Ja, ik heb die al
Vond je dat hij te veel op Drake focuste in die Super Bowl?
Ja, ik ik snap wat mensen bedoelen. Omdat
Ja.
ze bij GNX sowieso het idee hebben van, joh, dit is een Drake diss type album of whatever, zeg maar.
Ja.
Maar ik zou niet zeggen dat hij al te focust. Hij heeft gewoon een paar jabs. Bro, Drake doet precies hetzelfde.
Ja, daarom.
Focus op andere niggas. Als Kendrick in principe.
Ja. Yo, ik zeg je tegen een fucking zo. En dit is een fucking test die met spammen level 100 is geworden, nigga. Zijn niggas zo sweaty in deze game mode, man. Ja, oké.
Dus niggas zijn sweaty aan het spammen, dat is crazy.
Oh mijn god. Oh mijn god. Oh mijn god, man.
Ja, gelijk wil je iemand komen zien, want je weet echt goed te gaan.
Oh mijn god, deze boy is alleen maar aan het spammen, man. Deze nigger, jongen. Ja, you got me, bro.
I'm gonna keep it 100. If you did anything to make me upset, and I get the largest moment. Oh, when I was on Everyday Struggle, see my problems. I never had no problems with nobody in music. I had problems with niggas in the street. I use my platform to shit on a lot of them. I ain't gonna lie.
Weet je wat mijn ding ook is? Ook wat als hij te veel zou focussen op Drake? Het maakt niet uit, nigga. Hij heeft alle recht daarop, kill.
Het zijn superboy.
Ja, die nigga wou beef. Die nigga wou de smoke, nigga. Nu heb je de smoke.
Drake zei, nah, this time.
Ja. En die nigga bepaalt niet wanneer het over is, nigga. It's up forever, you feel me? En fuck deze tags.
Bro, het is mijn Super Bowl. Als ik jou wil dissen op deze
Ja, bro.
We maken nigga, kijk hier. Serena Williams scriptwalking, nigga.
Precies dat.
En toen Drake dat deed tegen Mick Mill, vond niemand het
Ja. Toen was het ook niet te veel. Nigga showde fucking 100 memes van hem op stage, nigga. What the fuck?
Like, I use my platform to say, yeah, look at me. Y'all doubted me. Fuck you. So I'm gonna keep it 100. We cannot now say why is he doing that, because if I hate to keep saying the same thing everybody keeps saying, but if Drake would have won, he would have used every opportunity as well.
Hey, Wayno.
But he had that and not like us. He called him a PDF file.
He called him a PDF file. Come on, bruh.
He called him a wife beater.
Dat bedoel ik.
Ja, geen rules met de battle rap en nou is opeens, ja, PDF, PDF is going way too far. Kijk, die niggas die nu echt op zoek zijn naar victims en shit, kijk, die niggas zijn een bunch of weirdos hier. Alright, come on bro,
Ja, die shit is wild, hè? Heb je dat gezien met dat meisje?
Ja, met die like bro, y'all niggas really searching for victims, man. Dat is crazy.
Ja. Dat grabt er nog steeds. Oh yo, hij... Oh yo, oh mijn god. Stop, man.
Yep. Somebody gotta do it.
Kan je even relaxed doen met je fucking side, nigga? Nice catch. Yo. Ja, sukkel. Oh joh, mijn wapen raakte hem niet. Ik had het weer gepakt ook. Oh mijn god. Ja, nu weet je niet wat jij moet doen. Maar zo, hoe dan? Ja, dat
The damn song. I don't even get everything done in one song.
Friday, can I mention this? Why wasn't it enough when it was Drake versus Meek Mill and he had all those memes from the internet on his big screen during those
With one song.
Dat had hij wel niet.
That was nominated for a Grammy. That was nominated for a Grammy.
Okay, so
Charged
why
Up
did
and
they do the one
Charged Up
song?
and Back to Back is one song?
Bro, they played that song everywhere. They played that song everywhere.
But did we need Euphoria too, though? At the Super Bowl?
Yes, I ain't gonna lie. That's the only part that was petty to me. Euphoria, I was like, oh, nah, word.
Well,
Like,
I'll say this. I thought that was one of the most impressive parts of the whole joint, right? Because that's when he's going all the way across the football field, delivering crystal clear lyrical gymnastics.
About Drake.
I mean, it's a great song about Drake. It's a fantastic song about Drake. I bet Drake wished he had that song in his catalog. Drake would love to have a song like that in his
Threw
catalog.
DeMar DeRozan jersey on the floor like anybody cares last night. Like, come on, bro.
At his concert. Not
Yeah,
at the Super
so
Bowl.
this was Kendrick's moment. He got the right to make his
What
moment
the
about
hell?
whatever he wants to make it about.
Yo,
That's how.
chill.
Yeah,
He did what
but just
song?
know that that moment is Drake.
Huh?
It's
So, all right,
fair.
look. All right, look. Okay, I want to say one thing because everybody keeps
Oh
saying
my
if
God,
it wasn't
so
for Drake,
hoog.
Kendrick wouldn't be doing all of this. So why?
Fuck die sick. Die sick is worse dan die Nick sick, man.
So all of these numbers that Drake is doing now that he put out an album,
Die
is that not
fucking,
a project?
dat ze die
Kendrick as
toren
well?
omhoog gooit. En dat ze je spike.
Okay. I just want to put that out because nobody's
On
not
the
saying that.
downside. On the downside.
Zin om tegen jou te fit, die man,
Kendrick ain't
bitch.
down. He got three albums in the top 20. It's not down. No way possible.
Is it possible?
Drake on the downside. Like, that's a product. Drake's lack of numbers. I
Oh
guess,
my
is a
God.
product of the battle. Okay.
I don't really care about numbers and shit. I just
I'm
think that like it's funny how everybody acts like Kendrick Lamar wasn't an international Pulitzer Prize winning, mad Grammy having, critically acclaimed,
man.
get
Echt
respect
fucking
from every
stupid ass
single
sick.
hood to suburb
Stopness.
all around America until Drake. Like I don't understand how people act like this is something new. He been that nigga.
I
He
think we
been
gotta stop acting like this only a Drake stimulus package out of here. He just gave Drake. Can we think of another perspective? He gave Drake a shout out on the biggest stage in America. He should be. You know what? Thank you. You just helped me sell some more sexy songs for you. Can we stop this? Because if
Lekker man, nice Hold'em. Texas Hold'em.
If it's a Drake stimulus, package, why ain't it working for him in Australia right now?
DJ Head. Now, I've watched you.
Oh, pakte die wapen? Dat is great. Ah, oei.
You have been our lens into this camp and a lot of this.
Oh, ga weg
One
man.
thing I really did appreciate that you were talking about this week, because you were saying either you have people are being critical and not playing.
Deze boy gaf geen fuck gewoon.
The white man
Dat boy druk gewoon.
he went in and went all the way in. Stood on what he wanted to
Oh
do.
mijn god.
Where are you at?
Ja, oh mijn god.
Very spirited, fiery conversation. What is this moment?
Kijk, deze nigger geeft echt geen fuck gewoon. Dat is echt insane. Ja, fuck you man.
Well, I mean, I kind of said it, but I think that, well, first of all, Friday, with all due respect, you wrong as too.
Holy, what the f-
Unless unless corrective shoes are needed for someone's walking condition. But I think so. It's a couple of things. It's a couple of things that people are missing about this, right? I maintain the same positioning that I've maintained since episode 1 and of the bigger picture, and since we launched effective immediately, and since the springtime. If you are not authentically of this culture, and I'm not talking about hip hop culture, I'm talking about urban street culture, you will not understand what it means to completely pack someone out, obliterate the opponent, leave them. Where we come from, Gina can attest to this. I don't know where y'all from. Wayno probably, maybe. I don't know how they politics work in Harlem. Where we come from, there's a thing called a friendly, which was offered to the boy, right? A friendly would be like if me and Justin or me and Wayno had an issue. We homies. We can catch a friendly. After that, we shake hands or we don't, and we go our separate ways. It's kind of deaded at that point. If we are not friends, we were always taught ain't no fair ones. What that means is complete obliteration of the adversary. That means that there is no, oh, this is too far, or same school as, if you go back and look, the same school that Pusha T comes from. He's like, what you mean I went too far? Because people who are not authentically of the culture are participating in things they don't know shit about. So when things go left to them, from their perspective,
waarom kill dat niet?
This is too far, or this is, but when you use certain verbiage in certain environments or hoods across them, however you want to look at it, right? When you use certain verbiage, when you say SMD, where Wayno from, those are fighting words. When you call somebody weird on where I'm from, those are fighting words. Unilateral, those are fighting words. When you say something like it's up, that means that there's no more dialogue that needs to happen. That means it's all physicality, right? Or violence that needs to take place. What happens is who don't authentically come from these things and they say things because they think it's just internet, or they look at World Star and they think that it's just this is a Tubi movie. This ain't that. This is real life shit going on. So when you mention Wayno's wife, you then can't tell Wayno how to react when he sees you. Or you then can't tell Wayno how to respond when it comes to his, Wayno went too far. You brought up his kids and his family. You can't tell someone how to react when that happens. So what I think is, he responded appropriately according to protocol.
Ja, dat is fucking unlucky.
1 second above.
Listen, I can agree with some of the things you're saying, but I feel like all of that is encompassed inside of Not Like Us. Not Like Us is a scathing. Don't diss track. Don't get me wrong. I don't think that the song's whack, and I think the song is necessary to be played at the Super Bowl.
Ik draai niet om.
But you can get
Ze
all
was
your
dood.
great attention,
Oké.
cut his head off, do everything you need to do into one song. Once you start going song, now you're wasting material on a nigga that that I feel like it shouldn't be renting that much space in your head.
Again, we're having two separate conversations.
Oh my god.
You're having a rap conversation. I'm telling you that rap was used as a
bitch.
to disseminate how he felt about
Fuck! Ik dacht zo voor die weapon, man.
Does that make sense?
Yeah, I just feel like the stage was too big for that. I'm stand on that.
You don't get to dictate how someone responds to your disrespect.
Facts.
It's just my opinion. I just feel like
no. I'm just saying like that's what I'm telling you. We're coming from two different places, perspective wise. Where we from, you don't get to dictate how I respond to your disrespect. If you,
it's the same over here too. If somebody disrespects me, somebody calls me a goof. My first protocol is not to call them a goof back. No, it's to punch them in the mouth. That's an activation word in Toronto.
Or
just like weird is an activation word in LA. You call it somebody a goof over here, it comes from inside the jail cells. You call somebody a goof over here, you better be swinging or you're a pussy.
Okay, so with that perspective in mind, if someone says to you like, "Yo, Friday, I don't like this. Let's get into it. Let's have a competition. Let's have a content war or whatever niggas is doing on the internet, right?
Yeah.
I'm gonna crash out on you on my stream, and then I want you to crash out on me on my stream. You know. So let's have a content thing, right? But then I cross the line and I say something to you, right? Where I call you a goof on my stream. You then are like, you respond and you do a whole video of just berating me, right?
Yeah.
And then I come on my stream and I'm complaining like, oh, you went too far. I don't get to do that if I was the aggressor. Does that make sense?
Of course. I've dealt with it in my own content. I have people that are going at me to this day because I told them, suck your mom, which is another Toronto thing that you just can't say to somebody.
I don't know how that works, but
that's a Jamaican thing for real.
We got a lot of Jamaican slang, but I said it on a live stream in one of my rants about another content creator over here, and to this day, He is never gonna let it go. And guess what? I understand. But it's not like he's gonna spend every living day making content about me. He made his content about me and he kept it moving.
But what I'm saying to you is, if he were to continue making content
let me land. He wouldn't come up on Culture United, a big platform, and be like, oh, by the way, that Friday guy. Because now I'm renting space in his head.
That's not.
I'll say this, y'all. I think that when it came to the performance, it was basically a timeline of the last year, right? Like it was a timeline of the last year. I didn't expect Kendrick to do more GNX records. Then the classic joints, but like Justin said, like he made a point. He did Mad City and All Right on the last Super Bowl, and also, I mean, does it really matter that he owns the masters to the records or not? Right?
Hey, man.
One thing I can say about working behind the scenes as an A&R, I don't be knowing what people be owning. I be finding out that I found out that my homeboy owned a piece of A$AP Ferg's work, and you would never even, he's not even on the credits. You know what I'm saying? So I don't know who owns what. I just think that the performance was great. Beyond West Coast, it being just a West Coast thing. I'm from Harlem, I'm from New York. To me, it was a black thing. I mean, it was black, because that's one of the things that me and Head, we have this conversation in our own personal time. You know, when we talk about Head put me on the phone with Exhibit, and I got a chance to tell Exhibit how much I love the record Bitch Please. Wanna know why? Because when I heard that song when I was 17 years old, I didn't care that Exhibit was from the West Coast. I just heard a dope song by a dope rapper that is black, and this is black culture, and hip hop is black culture, and it's something that we all should stand proudly on, whether this is or not. You know what I mean? Like we gotta stand proud about this shit, man. It means so much.
1 second of pause. Curtis, you had something you want to say?
Yeah. So two things. One, how do we determine what's too far when for the first time we have somebody that is putting out a lawsuit on his place of business? He trying to sue his job and still trying to go to work the next day. I got questions about what is too far in this situation, because when I'm seeing 2 songs be done, I'm saying you lucky he didn't do Meet the Grams, because in his storyline world he can give you the worst. That wasn't even the worst. What if you got them piano keys at the Super Bowl? Second, I think we have revisionist history about how he treated this Meek Mill situation. I know Meek says some crazy stuff on that Twitter account, but we forget, beyond even the memes, they had the stories of him sending 6 bottles of champagne to Charlemagne at the Breakfast Club. That's not living rent free. We're talking about when he does it, it's 48 Laws of Power. When Kendrick does it, it's oh, bro, get over it. It's time to get to the next thing. No. I just put up a video that went viral because people didn't even know about the passive aggressive energy Drake had in that interview with Elliot Wilson, the Crown interview, where he's basically passively aggressively. I speak fluent light skin, so I know what he's doing. He's speaking passive aggressive the whole time on Kendrick like he's a little bro. And I think this is a master class in never underestimate the quiet individual, especially not the one that is always working. It's not like Kendrick has been out here on social media the entire time. Folks got I didn't even know what Kendrick's manager looked like until Drake posted it. This was his whole entire, like, you want to talk about rent free? He's in Australia in them furry ass boots.
Ik ben zo slecht! Nog een keer! Nee, ik ben slecht, man! Doe combos, man!
He just sent another shot to DeMar Rosen.
Jesus.
To me, that seems more bothered than the unbothered that he wants
really?
us to
believe. Nigga really did it.
So when I'm seeing this, I'm like, what is too much?
Now you die.
Because it seems like one side is continuously collecting awards for their hard work. He's displaying still. Forget about the Drake aspect. He's displaying a high level of lyricism in an art performance. It's still that. It's still his art. That's not Drake's art. He just happened to be the person in front of the one that lives in front of the gun lives forever. He just so happened to be that one. So
that was mine.
Also, I wanted to add, Jay, as far I know you asked me about the performance and stuff. I thought it was stellar, and I want to point out the fact that because I see a lot of people send me. I don't see a lot of shit. I ain't gonna lie. People send me shit. So I was sent a clip or somebody said basically that there's like collusion going on about like how my eyes, like I'm able to like get my information. I didn't have these niggas, right? So when my take when I talk about the Super Bowl performance, and when I think I told you And me and Wayno talked about it too. Like you will never see Dot do the same thing twice, right? From the perspective of he doesn't do anything twice. Like he just said in the interview when he was driving around in the car, like I live in the moment. That's real shit. We have those conversations offline where it's like he's not thinking about you didn't get a Pimp a Butterfly Part 2. You're not gonna get a damn like goddamn or you're not gonna get none of that type of shit, right? Which is why I'm relishing in the moment of this GNX because I know I'm not gonna get it again, right? And I told him like I've been waiting for you to make slaps like this for 10 years. Now I'm living.
Yo, doe niet de niet sterven. Holy shit.
By trade. I'm still outside.
Kijk daar, what the fuck gebeurt hier?
What I'm saying is,
gaat zo, hè?
Get the all right because he did all right already. Dre, you don't get the Dre at the Super Bowl because he did that already. He shared the stage with Dre already. You're not gonna get the same thing. You're not gonna get anything repetitious. You're not gonna get the same show when you go to the tour. You get Mr. Morale and you get the Big Steppers tour, and then that tour is done. The staging is not even the fucking same. You know what I'm saying? So it's like you're not gonna get the same thing twice from Doc, no matter what it is, costume, wardrobe, whatever it is, right? Everybody went getting the jeans. He's done with the jeans. You know what I'm saying? Like that's just how he is. So my thought process. The reason I'm saying this is because when I saw Justin, I actually saw your video. Which you did a great job when you were talking about the Wall Street Journal piece, and Dave talked about their thought process in approaching the performance and the show, and it was spot on to what I said, which I hadn't talked to them about. I hadn't talked to Dave or Doc. I just know the homies. I know how they think, right? Relax, we're gonna use this platform to make a statement. Relax. Yeah, we're gonna get our shit off, but we're gonna make a statement, right? And it's a black experience being put on for mainstream white America. Here's the black experience. This is my own personal thought. Again, not speaking for them. I think the visceral reaction that was had to the performance by people who don't understand it or are not from here is because they don't care to know our experience.
Well, that leads me to the next question I was going to ask, particularly for you and for Gina. Is there, I had a conversation with Jason Martin at the end of last year, and a significant portion of that conversation was Jason Martin explaining why people don't like the West Coast. And Doc was saying that in the battle. I heard they don't like the West Coast. I'm fine without pushing behind it. Is there something to that in your perspective? Because I honestly, my perspective on that opened up talking to Jason Martin about it. I mean, Jason was going like 25 years in history. He was over there breaking down how label representatives look at the West Coast. Yeah. Is part of the reaction that we're seeing, at least part of the criticism that we're seeing on the Super Bowl. And y'all connected to the idea that people just don't like the West Coast.
Can I say something about people not liking the West Coast?
You asking me? Oh, go ahead.
Yes.
Yo, listen, man. Had my brother. Me and Curtis been building. Let me tell y'all about y'all West Coast people. Y'all some of the most negative motherfuckers on the planet. I'm gonna keep it 1,000. Y'all want to pretend like y'all ain't. Y'all tough all day. Listen, Kurt, you know it. What Kurt said, he said, man, he was just talking regular and did this. Yo.
I was making an observation, a pure observation of what I saw in front of me.
Y'all tough all day. Listen, let me tell y'all something. I'm just talking from my personal experience. Like I said, me and Head talk a lot. Sometimes I tell Head shit about like West Coast music, and he'd be like, "How the fuck you know that?" You wanna know how? I grew up on Rap City. I grew up on Rap City, Yo MTV Raps, platforms that showed the music. While the media in the early 90s might have not been messing with the West Coast, we really? People in New York and around America, around the world, emulated the gang culture, which I feel like is the greatest idea poorly executed. You feel me? But when you have people really claiming your neighborhoods, doing things in light of y'all, people really love y'all, but y'all so tough, y'all don't know how to receive love. That's the problem. Y'all just too tough. We really love y'all. Y'all just don't know how to receive love.
Wat een bitch is dit, man.
Gina, what do you think about that? Is Wayno onto something, or is he just...
character, nigga.
Wayno is so off.
Yeah, watch your back, buddy.
I actually So I am starting to learn that other regions don't like the West Coast. I had no clue. Growing up, obviously my father's from the West Coast, so we had like a heavy East Coast music household. But my favorite rapper is Fabulous. My other favorite rapper is Lil Wayne. So with me growing up, I was so in love with the South and with the East Coast that I thought that we was just all one. I've always thought the West Coast versus East Coast shit was a myth until I got old enough to do my own research and things like that. But niggas don't like us. Niggas come out here and die. Like, you know, I can see why y'all don't like us. We bullies. I mean, you know, well, what's up?
Lekker.
You know?
Ik ga er geen rematch geven, maar ik zeg je eerlijk, bro.
I mean, it's interesting.
They not get nothing.
Like, you know, I think
Kijk daar, hij stuurt me invite. Ik zag al dat. Ik ga met hem talkie, wacht even.
Right. You know, when you're young, you're growing up, you're watching Rap City, you're watching whatever you're watching, how you're interacting with music, and you're just a fan of the music, you're a fan of the artist, and you think that's what it is. You know, but there is something distinctive
Hij is gewoon mooi.
about the energy around that particular topic out here.
Oh, it's
I think the
die.
90s
It's a
stained
thing.
us though.
Say it again.
Hij
I think the
invite
90s stained the West Coast.
Is iemand in je room gekomen?
Whatever the fuck Suge and them was doing back then,
shit.
I think it stained us.
Huh?
Ik ben per ongeluk
What's your take
geweest.
on that, DJ?
Oh, ik maak wel een nieuwe.
There's some truth to that, but it's so much.
Iemand
It's so
kwam naar
many
mijn
different
room, zo'n
nuances
andere
to
guy die ik
why
wel like.
things are the way they are. That by the time you really dive all the way into it, it just becomes exhausting and daunting to the average person, and they don't.
Ik heb zin om een beetje vervelend.
It's like fuck it, you know what I'm saying? But there is some truth to what you understand from the
More
the
that.
Death Row era did leave a bad taste in a lot of people's mouth. But we have our own politics that a lot of people don't understand. Yes, Wayno is correct in the sense that niggas from here tend to be a little bit more tough, you know, front facing than other places. But there's also reasons for that. You know what I mean? As far as like, because you got to think for like Wayno is correct, and I think LA gang culture has been something that's been globally adopted, but the origin of it, right? It doesn't really benefit from that. So it's just like how New Yorkers feel about hip hop, right? Oh, it started here, y'all. You know this, that, etc. Okay, cool. It did start in New York, right? So then when you think about where hip hop has gone, then you have older heads usually are the ones that shun the newer generation. Like, oh, that ain't hip hop. They ain't in the bars. That ain't lyrics. You know, they talk shit about Young Thug or talk shit about Roddy Ricch or whatever the case may be. So when you peel back that layer, it's like the people who started the thing don't necessarily directly benefit from the thing as the people who are currently benefiting from the thing, which builds resentment. Like anything else. So if I am a gang member, I'm a blood, and I'm in Harlem, and if I'm a blood in Harlem, but I'm a Crip in Harlem, and my hood is named after a hood in Los Angeles, right? But I'm the biggest thing. I'm one of the biggest things in the game. I'm doing these shows. I'm getting hundreds of thousands of dollars, millions, whatever.
Hij kwam dat echt doen. Ik zag hem te laat, jongen. Hij heeft echt geluk.
Where the thing is, naturally there's going to be some resentment, not because people feel entitled, they do, but not just because they feel entitled to your accolades, but they also feel like you're benefiting off the back of something that you're not necessarily in the core of it, right?
Yo, ik kon niks doen.
Die ballon. That's one facet. The other facet is, from a music industry standpoint, I've been not everywhere. I've been to 43 states in Elon's United States of America, right? I've been to 43 states, and I've heard someone say in the majority of states, and I always want to know what that means, right? Not to get into a music nerd conversation, we don't have time for that. But I've never heard that when it came to other regions. So then I want to know what that means, right? So out here we have a term called so what you saying. So like if I say something to you, it's like, so what you saying? Say what you saying, right? So that's the energy that I get met with when I say something. I mean, when people say stuff like that. So when I hear people say there is no this or there's no, that's cap. There are music executives. I'm just gonna say the name one day, but I'm not gonna do it today because they have them to run right now.
Yeah.
But there are two music executives who are very high-ranking officials in the music industry who I've heard say inflammatory things like, I like Roddy Ricch because he doesn't sound like he's from the West Coast. In his mind, when he said it, he didn't even realize that was disrespectful because there's an innate bias in his head where he doesn't realize that exists. You get what I'm saying? So what does that mean when somebody's like, I like Justin because he doesn't sound like he's a black person. Is that not inflammatory?
Right.
What I'm saying is people don't even realize what they're doing and what they're saying when they're thinking it or when they're saying it. And that's cool too. That's why I said it's more of it's like a layer thing. You have to like peel it all the way back in order. Like I heard somebody say that I like Tyler because he don't sound like he's from LA. I ain't even know he's from LA. Well, what does that mean? He don't look like an LA nigga. Well, what the fuck does that mean?
You know exactly what that means, though. Stop it. Like, don't sit here and try to front like you don't know what that means, bro.
No. I'm not saying it that I'm saying I'm clueless. But what you're saying is that's like me saying all Harlem niggas dress like Dipset. Is that true?
At one point in time, actually.
And at one point in time, all LA niggas dress like Ice Cube.
I think if you
Oh my god, hij draait mij echt weer naar beneden.
Dat was zo leuk. We don't know anything about anything. Because people don't even know that. Like my son, when he seen Straight Outta Compton, he was like, that's Ice Cube? He didn't even know who Ice Cube was today. So I think like, if I said, all right, now, depending on where you from, yes, most of y'all talk exactly the same, just like us. You know what I mean? In New York. Like, to me, New York, like, Brooklyn has the reputation of the West Coast in its totality.
In what way?
In the same thing that I said about aggression on the aggressive side, right? Now, huh?
I was thinking that.
No, for real, Brooklyn has that reputation because people in New York, people fear Brooklyn. Like people everywhere, people fear Brooklyn. I think that yes, Gina's right in the sense of the 90s stuff, right? But then also, it's not just the 90s. Pop Smoke just went out there a couple years ago and passed away. PNB Rock just went out there a couple years ago and passed away. And while that has nothing to do directly with art, like no artist took these brothers' lives, right? But they went somewhere and they didn't come back. Of course, that's gonna build up a high level of resentment because I don't want any West Coast artist to go anywhere and lose their life, but that's never happened. You know what I'm saying? And then also, whenever let's not act like the word West Coast or LA is not used as a weapon. As soon as somebody say they don't agree with something, they say, don't come to LA. That's the first thing they say. If a nigga say, yo, I just don't be fucking with what y'all be fucking with, don't come to LA then. I can't experience Roscoe's Chicken and Waffles because we don't agree with one another. Like, come on.
Hold on.
Come on, Kurt. I'm ready.
I'm a big fan of what you do and all that, but you hurt my feelings today, bro. I can't believe you would say that. The first time I went to Brooklyn with Murs, it was a really West Coast experience. Somebody passed us that we didn't know, and he said, niggas still wear Jordans out here, B. And I said, Murs, do you know him? He said, no, that's just how it is out here. Oh, that's the difference. You don't say that in California. I don't know you, sir. That becomes a confrontation. I'm a civilian and I know that. It's a confrontational situation. But I was like, oh, it's just, he said, you got to pay attention to the buildings. The buildings are really tight and they're close together. Like you always around somebody. So your energy's different. That's that. I'll tell you this, Head, especially me as an artist, because I've had these conversations at length with DJ Head over the duration of my career as an artist. You know how many times, especially when I went on tour with Murs, that I was told how West Coast sound was too regional and how I'd never really heard that about any other sound, especially when I saw folks dancing in DC to go-go. It wasn't too regional then. But I keep hearing that about West Coast, is that is your shortcoming. Y'all sound too regional. My theory says that it's just too confrontational. And it's almost like the high-headed gangster that comes to a party in LA and it's like, oh, y'all done brought the wrong folks in there. As soon as he gets the trip and the whole party's over with. I kind of feel like some people carry that energy even when it's not that. It's just confrontational energy. I took one of my Caucasian friends to a barbecue. And he saw two people clapping their hands and saying whoop-de-whoop and yelling at a loud volume. He thought they were getting ready to fight. I said, that's not fighting. That's normal conversation. It's like barbershop conversation. But I think that sometimes what you're talking about, that Brooklyn and LA, sometimes it's almost like dating somebody that's too much like you, and you get a little bit annoyed, you get a little bit offended, it's a little bit too close to home. That's how I kind of read that. But I'm like, at the end of the day, it cannot be denied that the times that you've had the West Coast be truly dominant on the charts and in the conversation, you start to hear people on the side saying there's too much West Coast D-List. Hold on, did I say something? You start to see all of us. Why now? What you mean? We ain't even been on the charts for longer than 6 months. It's just been Kendrick and the features he's had.
Hey, Kurt.
We already talking about that.
I'm gonna push back a little
I
bit.
couldn't understand
Go
that.
ahead. These are my thoughts.
I'm gonna push back a little bit and say it's not because we're too aggressive. The thing, the caveat to our shit that people overlook all the time is that it's completely unmenacing. We will say the most disrespectful, inflammatory shit and be having a great time doing it.
This is true.
That's unique to us. Hey, hey, Friday.
What up?
What's my favorite word?
I don't know, bitch.
Gas off the damn thing.
Flip it.
I'm thinking about doing that.
Flip it. That's the clip.
We gotta give Friday at least he threw that one, bro.
You paused a little too long on that one. I was
like,
there was a long hesitation there, Friday.
We will be having a great time at 100 BPM and say the most egregiously inflammatory things about you, your kids, your son, your wife, your girl, and be sipping on whatever liquor we sipping on and mix it with juice.
Hey, shit, bro. What was he doing? My boy's going
I
wow.
just wanted to know, is West Coast too aggressive or black people in general just aggressive?
I think two things could be true.
The fuck?
I think two things. Because one thing I'll say, and just I don't want to
The last
go too
step
long, but the more I've been around like West Coast, Detroit, Chicago, we share a lot of the same similarities. Like especially like when Kurt said the thing about something being too regional. That's what New York suffers from all the time. Right. Even when these kids get an opportunity to make a sound outside of what's going on, they still call it regional. I had a debate with a guy about K Flock, and he was like, K Flock is regional. I'm like, yo, bro, he's one of the top streaming artists from New York. That doesn't mean all his streams come from New York. You know what I'm saying? At the point where like the young ones start to rise up, you always got somebody saying that ain't good enough. And it's been the same. That's why I try to open up my playing field a little bit more and have more conversations, because when I was younger, everybody was telling me what I was wrong about when they were older. And it's like nobody gives the young ones a chance. Did I not call you, what was that, a year and a half ago? I said, who I said I wanted to sign? I said I wanted to sign somebody from where?
From here.
Exactly. And I said I wanted to sign somebody from there and give them an opportunity when I was working at Quality Control in Atlanta-based label. Because I was like, yo, I feel like with my know-how and somebody who's from the West Coast, that if they got the right ingredients with me, I can make something happen. And that's just me being an executive. But I'm not afraid to try. Some people just they regional in the fact of I just want us to get money, not everybody else. I'm not like that.
I also have another theory for you, Justin, if you want.
Yeah.
Well, this is gonna probably be favorable to a mass majority of the streaming audience, but I think that people got dumber and people got more drugged out, and people don't have rhythm and don't know how to dance. And so 100 BPM is a little much for niggas who don't know how to dance when you on drugs. If you codeine the fuck out, or if you on a perk or something, I don't necessarily know if you're able to move at 100 BPM unless it's, towards the ground.
Oh, he going there. Wayno, I got Cameron up here. I just want to say that I got Cameron.
Exactly. You want to know? And you know why, G? Because when old boy was out, that was your shit. You know what I'm saying?
I want to extrapolate on this point.
Ja, je werd gekookt. Huh?
I think every region gets criticized. People criticize the South all the time.
Oh mijn god, mijn boy kwam mij halen. Hey, wat doe jij? Ik weet niet wat jij probeert, bro. Zo.
The South has been derided since the 90s. When nobody was happy when the South was getting awards at the Source Awards. The West Coast wasn't happy when Outkast got that.
When you say the West Coast, though, I just want to be clear. Are you saying that people in Eugene, Oregon had a problem with Outkast winning that award?
No, I'm saying that the West Coast representatives in that venue that night were booing as well. They were also booing.
Well, as we learned from the Super Bowl, people who attend the venues are not indicative of the mass population.
Well, that venue had
all the
had all the other peers, and so these are all peers together, booing each other. Okay. Nobody, and perhaps all, but that, I bring that up because all the regions, again, are very competitive sports. So I'm not surprised at different criticisms that come from different places. It doesn't shock me that there's this energy because honestly, I lived in the South and that was the energy in the South.
Ja, blijf rennen.
And in 2000, definitely, people didn't like the South. The South
Oh mijn
got too
god,
big.
ga weg, man.
Care anymore. And they became very critical of other sounds that didn't necessarily.
I have a question for you then, Justin. So you've been in the business, you know, a long time.
Kom op, man.
You were the editor-in-chief of hip hop.
Who are you?
Did a great job, I must say.
Thank you. One second applause.
Fucking, ik haat deze boy.
Have you what?
Nee, ik haat hem!
Have you noticed the most bias towards?
Oh mijn god, man.
I mean, my reflexes tell me the South, to be honest.
Okay,
My
so
reflexes tell me the South.
and that's coming
Especially
from
because
the
the
East
South
Coast.
doesn't get credit for lyricism at all.
Exactly where I was going, right? So the South got something to say, right? Why doesn't the South get credit for lyricism?
I think that there's more cities and regions in the South that emphasize dancing over lyricism in the traditional sense. I also think that for a long period of time, it was really just the accents. I think if you're in the 90s and you're hearing West Coast accents and you're hearing New York accents, and then all of a sudden you got some drawl showing up, a lot of times that puts people off.
Yeah, I'm gonna go ahead and mute for sure.
I was gonna say the South goes through the same shit that UK going through right
chill.
now. I think. You know what I'm saying, like, for real, because like it took me
That's
a
true.
long time, a very long time, to listen to some of them UK dudes, and I'm excluding Central C and all his disrespectful Nike Tech comments. You know what I mean? But
Oh my god.
hearing Nems, hearing Poser, you know what I'm saying? Like some of those brothers, Dave and all of them. When I sat down and I really tried to listen, I'm like, nah, they be saying shit, but like the South, like you said, just it does go through that sense of the draw. And just being from New York,
Fuck.
people look at the South as slow. I used to have to spend my summers in the South. We from a fast city in New York. Everything is moving. You can't keep up. You go to your grandmom's house, your aunt's house down south, and you just sitting there. It's hot. Shit not moving. But when things happen, they happen quickly. But it takes a long time for things to happen. I think like the South did go through that a lot. The West Coast. See, I can't. I don't know. Everything y'all can say about the West Coast that don't get credit, I can give you a counterpoint why it does. And you know I can't have, like you know I can get that pause. You know I can get that. You know what I mean? That
I'm not mad at that. I think you're right. I think it does. So the reason why someone mute up is because I actually agree with you, Jay. As far as I think it's the accents, I think it's the draw, I think it's all of that. Like they get looked at as country bumpkins, they can't rhyme, they can't do that, and then boom, you get a couple of spitters, and it's like, yo, what the fuck is going on? Like I remember people not taking Lil Wayne serious, you know, until the Carter really damn near Squad Up mixtapes. Like Squad Up mixtapes was like, oh, okay, Wayne can rap, but it wasn't until like the Carters started dropping when people started giving him his respect, you know what I mean? But to Wayno's point, I still am struggling with the UK thing. So that was my point too, as far as when something gets introduced to the ecosystem and we're trying to consume it on a mass scale, I think it is a learning curve, because it's like, well, what are they talking about? You know what I mean? Like Central C is talking about things on his album that are kind of wild, you know what I'm saying? The Nike thing is interesting. But you know, there's other UK rappers who I've listened to, and I can't get through a whole project because I just simply can't relate. Meaning, not because with the subject matter, but I'm trying to, it's taking a lot of mental resources for me to understand what they're saying and how they're saying it, the slang, the lingo, which to be honest with you, took a long time for me to get with a lot of different people. E40, I wasn't an E40 fan growing up because I couldn't understand what the fuck he was talking about. You know what I'm saying? Same thing with Ab Soul. This is documented. Curtis will tell you, I didn't like Ab Soul for a long ass time. I didn't know what the fuck he was talking about. We from the same hood. You know what I'm saying? Like, I didn't know what he was saying. So it was completely going over my head, which I think in black hip hop culture, that happens a lot. You know what I'm saying? Which is why I think it's important, and I've been saying this, having this conversation ad nauseum for the last 15 years, which Curtis will tell you, is tempo is so important. Not because I'm a DJ and not because I want it to be West Coast. It's just it's just a thing that allows me to participate in the music and get a rhythm going where I can absorb it in a passive way. And I don't have to sit there and with headphones on and struggle to figure out what the fuck is going on.
Just
I
on
want
some
to
music.
shift. I want to shift gears real quick. Friday, go ahead and jump in. I know you've been quiet for a second.
I just want to add something as far as even with the accents and stuff, because I know Toronto is kind of going through the same thing as the UK as well, right? You know, a lot of people haven't really tapped into the whole Toronto scene yet, and there's a lot of talented artists out here. And the only artist who's been able to really break through on an international scale is Drake, because he doesn't sound like a quote-unquote Toronto man or a Toronto. He doesn't have the Toronto thing in his accent in all his songs. Obviously, he does a whole bunch of different accents and things like that, which he gets backlash for. But also, that also helped him to be able to break through, because a lot of people are not trying to hear a lot of Toronto guys on a grand scale. You know what I'm saying? So I feel like we're kind of falling into the same category as the UK. We go through a lot of the same shit as people in the UK, in the States. You know, we got hoods, we got all types of shit. We're talking about the same stuff in the raps, but maybe people are not taking to the accent and the slang words and all that.
Yeah, I think it's a good
Sorry.
Wait, it's a good transition right now, because we have. I want to move on to Drake's latest release, $3 for you. You know, I decided on this channel that I was not going to do it. I was like, nah, I'm not going to do this because I don't think that he believed it. It didn't. Like, if I compare that Drake to the Drake that I've received throughout his catalog, this looks like the project he cares the least about. It sounds like it. It's mixed like it. It feels personality driven. I didn't feel like it was something I necessarily needed.
What?
I do think there's a very interesting conversation around it, because it's marketed as for Toronto. It's marketed for the region, for his fans, for the community, for the Canadians. He changed the description on Apple Music under the track album talking about that. And so I reported on how it was being received in Canada. One of the things that stands out to me on that project is there's a lot of Canadian slang. There's a lot of localized slang on that project. And in the context of this battle, I know people continue to pull at the, we like Drake with the melodies, we don't like Drake with the accents. Well, here's Drake with the melodies, right? But I think this is another example, much like Wagwan Delilah, that here's him doing something for his regional sound. He's doing something for his bass, which was something he wasn't able to weaponize in the Shakespearean Shakedown. So if I looked at this album, when I listen to it, clearly it's not for me. I agree with you, Wayne, on your it's not for you to love, right? But it does sound like it taps into the regional sound of Toronto, leaning into regional slang and regional language. Is that at least an upside to what seems to be a highly criticized album that has now dropped 60% of its streams on day 2? Open floor.
I'll say, like, even though the album wasn't for me, first off, it's hard to listen with an objective ear. With everything, it's almost like being a jury member. You know what I'm saying? It's like, how the hell do you avoid knowing, seeing what's going on in the tabloids and have a clear view on how you want to criticize something? For anybody who is a music listener that says that what's happened in the last year doesn't change how they look at it, lying. I think whether you are a hardcore Drake fan or a hardcore Kendrick fan, certain things happen make you change how you hear things, right? Tame Impala Currents wasn't made for me either, but it's just really great music. You know what I'm saying? Listening to this album, I'm a fan of Party Next Door. Me and my daughter, like Party Next Door first album, we love that drink. You know what I'm saying? Listen to it when we ride and whatever. I just think that the music is just not that good. I didn't get into the whole I didn't break down the lyrics word by word, because I feel like it's almost like the same with shit with Kendrick. You see how they took and found a song for every single word he said. Like, bro, he is not thinking that hard when he's making records. Like, please don't think that he's like, all right, let me take every single song that's ever been created and use each song name to make an album, make a song. I don't think it's that deep. But I think that, like, this shit was just lazy to me, yo. It's just lazy to me. It's overall, I like Give Me a Hug, but again, it's just the same shit over and over. I would have respected it if they would have came with some new production. If the production would have sounded newer, Hitmaker just went on this whole rant about how Drake, whenever he drops something, he's the one that gives us the inspiration to make certain things.
Nee!
Alright, cool.
Ja,
Even
ik
if
ben
you
echt
leave
de
that
sukkel,
bullshit,
man!
why wasn't no
Je weet toch dat
new
die
sounds
weapon mag
on it?
mashen,
This shit
man.
sound like what they've been doing 100 times over. And again, I said it on I'll Do It Myself. I know it wasn't catered towards me. But even G, I know, like, as a woman, are you jacking this shit? Like, you feel me? Like, is this something that you hear? You like, nah, they really serenading and they really saying some cool shit. Nah, like, tell me what you think, yo.
Alright. I did
BCX,
have to
Reveler?
remove,
BCX
like,
title.
in my head that he corny.
BCX.
So it was I had to forget like the lawsuit, I had to forget the corny shit he's been doing, I had to forget all of that. Because Drake has always been the person that I've gone to for like captions and just to set the mood. And you know, like I came in
Ja,
here,
dat was aan
I
voor.
lit
Ik
my
ga niet eens meer
candles,
liegen.
cleaned up, poured my wine and laid down and I played the album. And I did have like,
Hij is terug volgens mij.
like 4 Lasers, Give Me a Hug, Spider-Man, Superman, and there's 2 more. I forget the names of them, but those were like my favorites. There's 21 songs on this motherfucker. I used to turn on a Drake album and be like, oh my God, the whole shit from top to bottom, I fuck with it. But this one, like, I think I don't think the blame goes 100% on Drake, because Party did a horrible job to me too, bro. Party did a horrible job to me too, but I like the subject matter. I like the type of things Drake was talking about. It sound like this some shit for the bitches. This some shit for the niggas that want to trick and spend money on bitches that don't know. That's what it sounded like to me.
God damn, this nigga mad?
This a project for the niggas that's like, where my hug at? Hey, big head.
The creepy hug guy? Oh no.
But also, I think that media is alone. I think that everybody is having a hard time separating, comparing Drake's drop that came after the beef versus Dot's drop that came after the beef. So if you compare next to G and next, it can't even stand next to it. And I think that that's the thing that people are looking for. Like, well, if Kendrick Lamar dropped this amazing album, what is this bullshit that Drake did?
I mean, but that's I think if you take away the style of genre difference, people are very interested in what Drake's going to put out, the first full project he's going to drop. Just like, truthfully, they were very interested in the plot twist 100 gig stuff. People really want to see what energy Drake's going to be on as well. So even though it's a different genre, I definitely think that people had high hopes, if not high expectations, particularly people, Team Drake, Team OVO. They wanted to have a major statement project as well, especially with this project with P&D, which has been anticipated for so long.
It's not that one though. It's not the staple project for After the Beef. This was for the bitches.
Oh my god.
This was not for the rap.
Leon Thomas made a statement for women last year. He came out with some Leon Thomas type energy. I think it was
oh my god, bro.
Impact. People were like, oh, this is a fire R&B project. I don't hear people saying it's a fire R&B project. I don't even really hear people saying it's fire for Drake R&B. I don't really know if I'm hearing people saying it's fire for the bitches. You said you like 421. Is that fire for the bitches?
Four is fire for the bitches.
Yes.
1 second.
Nee, je hebt hem gered, man.
I will
what
say
are we
this
missing here,
about
Friday?
that.
What are we missing in this discussion?
Kom me halen,
Oh wait,
man.
one more thing. I'm sorry, Friday. One more thing. Is Drake solely responsible for the lack of R&B here when there's a full R&B artist on here? I think people want Drake's responsibility was to do the rap side of it, or the rapper POV versus Party Next Door is the R&B.
Nee, bedoelt ja. Kut, man.
He's supposed to really deliver the R&B side.
Well, the guy who runs OVO is in charge of the whole project. The guy who runs the label. The guy
He just got his ass whooped. He can't run no business right now.
It's starting to look like it. It's actually looking like it now. You know, there's been a lot of people saying he's gonna be fine to get back to making hits. You know,
I think the talent though is on Party Next Door, the R&B artist. I don't think that the talent there is Drake. I don't think that's it.
What are we missing, Friday? What are we missing from this discussion? What are we not seeing?
I feel like, okay, I'm not here to judge the R&B aspect of it because I'm a hip hop guy. I can't sit here and be like, this R&B song is good and this one is bad. You know what I mean? I'm not here to do that. But if you're gonna do an R&B album, don't put a diss track in there because now we're confused, right? If it's for the chicks, or, you know, I don't want to say for the bitches, but if it's for the chicks, then cool. Give us a whole album for the chicks, and then let's keep the disses and the hardcore raps and all that on a whole separate project. So the same point that I had with Kendrick with the Super Bowl thing, I have even with Drake with this album. Don't sneak a diss in there, because then all the hip hop heads are gonna go run to that, and now we're judging an album that ain't for us.
2, 1, brawl.
Yo, chill.
Applause.
God damn.
Respectful.
Yeah. What's your response to the project?
Barbecue chicken. Okay, so here's my issue. After you went and sued, right. Somebody asked me a question today. They said, what does Drake need to do to start over? I said, well, first, before you can start over, you got to stop and analyze the actions of the last 365 days and really analyze what's going on. I think a lot of folks slept on the impact of Meet the Grams. I highlighted this in a video, in that the thing that I kept seeing across the board were women crying after hearing the lyrics to that song. I think it's because for a lot of them, in my opinion, and talking and getting feedback, they saw him from a perspective of an avatar of a type of man they had never thought of him to be. Instead of the player, now he became like, yo, this is some creepy character type stuff. I think Drake is realizing, you know, when I used to go to the club when I was younger, they used to always be this dude, we call him Hawaiian shirt man. He'd be the dude in the back of the club with a drink. He's too old to be in this club. He dancing crazy. He's sweating profusely. We all laughing like, what's your old ass doing in here? Until you become him and you realize, damn it, I've been hanging around the club too long. What did he say? We're not trying to do no rap. We're trying to get the party lit. At 38, that sounds insane. At 38, that kind of sounds like you're not standing on business. And then the fact that you use an R&B song to still get off your passive aggressive issues with the game, or not with the game in general, to me, it sounds like you are making songs that you're packaging as for women, but really you're making songs for guys. You really keep it all in stack. It is women adjacent. It is R&B vibes. But everybody that I see on the internet championing this project are OVO guy fans, obsessed with calling anybody who celebrates Kendrick a glazer. Those are the ones telling me about the streaming numbers. I don't know about the streaming numbers unless they come to my timeline and do that. I know that internet is very different from real. But what I'm saying is, this is not the packaging. You can't have both. The thing, I look at this, I say, you haven't learned anything from this battle. You can call it a character assassination, or you can call it a character revealing moment. From Euphoria, you haven't learned anything. Yeah. You're still doing the creepy things. You're still weaponizing the women to get to the guy. What do you mean? He did that with Mel and Joe Budden. Why are you saying that you a legend from the 6 just to call Joe Budden a D-sucker? And don't say it by name. Like, what are you're doing? It's like, not even if you're not a fan, just talk to your friend and you're doing the same thing that you got criticized for. You haven't learned nothing.
He ain't been doing that from the beginning of.
It's just now he's seen now, Gina. Now it's like when you see somebody, you can't unsee them for what they are. You're like, damn, you really like that. I thought these were just lyrics.
There's one question that I have, right? And like when it comes to, I feel like Drake is held to a different standard than everybody else, because there's a lot of my favorite artists haven't grown up. And a lot of I'm talking about the context of their music. I referenced, my last episode that, like, I'm pretty sure, like, Pusha.
Ze is allemaal zweet in this shit, nigga. Mag je niet gewoon die stats unlock voor Hattori, bro?
I could pretty much guarantee that he ain't touched one of them things in a long time. But
wait, what? What do you say?
Guarantee that. I'm pretty sure, like, Pusha, my man, I don't know what he do in his personal time, but I'm pretty sure he doesn't sell drugs. You know what I'm saying? I could pretty much guarantee that he ain't touched one of them things in a long time. But when he's talking about when I hear him talking about the white, I'm happy. Same with Jeezy. I think when Jeezy did that last tape with DJ Drama, it made us feel nostalgic, but we weren't criticizing Jeezy as, bro, you play golf, rap about playing golf. So I feel like while I do think, I always said that because Drake is held to like this Jay-Z-esque standard of being like the best rapper, to a lot of people they consider him the GOAT or the best, that yeah, he should mature with his music. But I think that this is just who he is. You know what I'm saying? Like, this is just who he is. Like, and I do believe that at the points where he did rap about vulnerability or talk about his son, or talk about certain things that bothered him from a grown man's perspective, we kind of didn't want to hear it then neither, because he did that on Scorpion. I mean, he did that on Scorpion. He talked about like personal things, and I mean, I don't think Drake is ever gonna give us a 444. I don't think he's capable, you know, of that.
Well, to your point, can you also blame him for why the environment is what it is when you're the top-selling artist and you set the standard? If you're making music that is detached from you so much that you're using ghostwriters.
Yes and no. But my fault, Kurt. Finish, because I want to get to it.
So I'm saying, if you created a standard that says that's at the top of the pyramid, that's what I must aspire to be. He can make songs in EDM and in house. He can do trap. He can do R&B. He can do rap. The byproduct of that, what I saw, at least on an artist-to-artist level independently, were a lot of rappers that had no fucking business singing. I don't care how good auto-tune is. What I saw was a generation of R&B singers that didn't get prioritized by the machine, so we had to go find them in these abstract playlists on streaming. You don't get to find them. What I saw was something like that. What I'm looking at now, I think this climate as it is right now is part of the reason why we were able to get a phenomenal project by LL last year, by Common and Pete Rock, that got them on a Today Show, and they got received. Even this project lately with The Alchemist, Larry June, and 2 Chainz.
That's amazing.
Where you got a song where he's talking, 2 Chainz is telling you how good it is to be a dad, and it don't sound corny. It's over Alchemist production. I think this is the climate that it had to be, but I think that line that Kendrick says about you make music that pacifies him, I make music that electrifies him. I don't think that Drake is to blame for that. I think he's a symptom of the bigger problem, in that we've gone through a hypnotization over the last 15 years that has been more so about the vibe than the skill. Now you're starting to see everybody, even in different genres of R&B, moving into the skill set, being reprioritized and figuring out, well, do you have something that can touch people at their core? Because the vibe's not good enough.
So I agree. Look, I agree with you, but at the same time, like, what I'm not gonna do, as much as I cannot stand a lot of things that this nigga has done, I'm not gonna say that he doesn't have skill. Like, skill, the nigga. Listen, I'm gonna keep it 100. I understand. I don't like the lawsuit, none of that shit. But I'm not gonna sit here and say that he hasn't done anything in the past 15 years, or as long as he's been doing it, that hasn't made me say wow. I can't say that I haven't been wowed by him. I can't say that. What I will say is that when Drake came out as an artist and he, quote unquote, how people would consider changing the game, right? At one point we wasn't mad at it. If A Boogie, and I love A Boogie, if A Boogie is a small part off of that tree of singing, of niggas who possibly couldn't sing, that ended up singing, I like that, right? Now, as much as Drake may be a problem in certain aspects, there is other artists that I think that we don't turn an eye to because they're not big enough, that make this shit horrible and they don't sing at all. You know what I'm saying?
Agree.
They don't sing at all. And I'm not talking just from a skill standpoint, I'm talking about from the battles that went from songs to IG stories.
Yeah.
Like we don't emphasize on that enough. And like how Friday was saying, I don't think it's like a Drake living in my head rent-free thing. I think it is a hot topic so people talk about it, but there is a lot of bullshit, tons of bullshit that ain't got nothing to do with him being a good singer or the best rapper.
Wayne, I'm with you. I think as a natural skill set he does. My point is this: in a Steph Curry era, he gets blamed for all of these dumbass 3-pointers that are going up because it's a Steph Curry era.
I get, because I complain about that shit. I ain't gonna lie, Kurt. I can't even.
Oh my.
With
You know what
that
I'm saying?
alone,
That's the point I'm getting at. Is that
I get where you
this
come
is your air. It's on your timing. We are all adjusting to you because of how large your name is and how much money the machine is putting behind you. You are a standard of what the league is right now. So of course you got rappers who have no business singing following suit because they're like, damn, this is money. I gotta pay an R&B singers. All I gotta do is get some 40 style beats. Like you're in Steph Curry's league right now. He has to share part of the blame while so many 3-pointers are going up because he set that standard.
But he also,
Hoe ging je niet eruit?
quick fast before you go, Gina. He also kept lyricism along the way. He always had the timestamp records. So while he was kind of watering down the game, if for lack of a better term, he
Ja,
still
toch.
kept, lyricism in there.
Him or the sweat count?
Whoever.
I can go. There ain't no way in hell.
it's such a funny conversation, yo. Lyricism.
No way.
Lyricism is a very funny conversation because lyricism, we do not use words as they are defined. We make up our own definitions for what the words mean. That is one. But when it comes to lyricism, I mean, bro, if lyricism really mattered the way it's supposed to, then Royce the 5'9" and Black Thought would possibly be the greatest fucking nigga on the planet. You know what I mean? Like, for real, you know what I'm saying? I think that, with this battle and everything that happened, it's the first time we seen some real kryptonite, for real. Like, it's that's when we seen Superman bleed, or what Superman was proposed to us as. We seen him bleed, and it was like, usually Superman gets back up and fights after he get his ass whooped. And for my comic heads out here, like, you know what I mean? Batman used that kryptonite on him before too. He got up and whooped Batman ass in the Frank Miller drink, you know what I'm saying? We just didn't see him bounce back. We didn't see him bounce back. I got a question though for all of y'all. The shit that he said about...
Real quick, wait, hold this real fast. I want Gina had something she wanted to say.
My fault, G.
This might go into something else, but I just wanted to know because y'all was saying it's Drake's fault. But is it Drake's fault or the industry fault?
I think it's a combination, right? I think people have the opportunity to maximize their opportunities however they see fit. People have an opportunity to grow their conversations, grow their audience, grow their perspective, and grow their presentation. And not everybody chooses that, right? We just talked about, whether or not we think Kendrick had a good Super Bowl, he grew what the expectation is at a Super Bowl. We know now you can have a theatrical performance. Regardless if people think Kendrick won the battle, he grew what we think about when we think about rap battle, right? Now you need an EP of 4 distinct different songs that lets you know how much you hate your opponent. And so I think everyone has the opportunity to do that. I personally don't think Drake...
My mom is not my dad.
So I would have to say, at bare minimum, both, if not
really?
more so.
Really, nigga?
I tend to expect more from our leaders in general, whether that's just in hip hop, whether that's in school, whether that's on politics, whatever. Whoever is at the forefront, I expect a lot more than people who don't have opportunity.
But let me add context. I'm saying, is it Drake's fault that he's the industry standard that everybody is following? Because I was saying earlier
hij redt levens
people are
deze
trying to copy him
fucking
and they're
bitch
messing
ass
up.
nigga.
It's not his fault, but he has the power to switch gears. And I remember a time period. I'm old enough to remember the Drake on So Far Gone that sounded so much like Fonte. They did a feature with Fonte. Then we heard less of Fonte. And then we started hearing articles that said, shout out to Fonte, who's following suit in Drake's reputation, which started the beginning of a series of really questionable absorbing of people's skill set and then calling it borrowing along the way. I'm looking at that and I realized, you're right. To quote Drake, it's a combination of both the But I think that at some point when he came into power, he made a decision to make a pivot. The same way he went from just being Drake with the melodies and the very vulnerable lyrics on Fear to all of a sudden Mob Ties. That was a decision.
That's a great song, though. Shout out to Mob Ties. 1 second applause.
I just want to point out that Curtis King accused Drake of being rogue, but I'm gonna mute back up.
Did I?
Blame T-Pain.
Due to the X-Men.
That's crazy.
What'd you say?
Yeah, blame T-Pain for the mumble rap.
What is CPU playing like?
Auto-tune.
Is he playing for mumble rap?
auto-tune, the mumbling.
Not the mumbling, but I think he definitely embraced and used his platform to amplify and amplify a lot of those sounds along the way. Did I slip out? Freudian slip.
What is this you doing, bro?
He definitely.
Maar hij is al lang op
helped to fan-
DC.
I mean, when you think about the
Oh,
media,
the
I
CPU.
don't like the term
Yeah,
mumble
what the
rap
fuck is
because I
CPU
feel like
doing, bro?
it's always the old dude on the lawn doing this. I know it's to me it's just a matter of where you're from and this is how you talk. Wayno said it earlier. When you're from a certain region, life is a certain speed and so is your speaking. But that's hip hop at its best when you're able to do that. So I don't think there was a problematic thing. I just think that the focus of not bringing your skill as a priority to what you're doing. Like even the skill set that we say of Drake, why do singers always tell me he can't sing? Why they tell me that's a melody, that's a product of melody?
That's not Nelly and Ja Rule swag?
Nelly
I
and
don't
Ja
think we
Rule.
call Nelly and Ja Rule singers.
Yeah.
I don't think they're branded as singers. I think, the first half of Scorpion is my last favorite Drake project. The second half, the singing half, that's really when in my opinion, when what I would describe as a slump started on the second half. But I don't think of Drake as a singer. I think he's a person who can harmonize really well. I think someone who can make melodic entries into a Spotify playlist go viral. But I don't think of him as a singer. I think he makes songs that can sound interesting that are more heavily in melody. But I like Drake when he acts tough.
Hashtag justice for Ja Rule, by the way. I just had to say that. Don't
Justice for Ja Rule. That's right.
Justice for Ja Rule.
3, 2. Wait, no, what'd you have to say? I know we gotta wait.
I forgot. It's all
Sorry.
good. No, it's all good.
What's your take on the project?
Chill, man.
You ain't listen to that shit.
God bless him. You know what I'm saying? I hope that he's able to figure it out and find his way. Make the joints, get back to the winning formula. Because, I just don't see this being promising for him long term. I didn't care for any of the musical contributions. But I thought it was interesting from my man Friday's point that this is what is it called? Sexy. What's the shit?
Sex for me.
Yes. I don't know what's sexy about dissing or sneak dissing or even rehashing something that the world told you that you weren't successful in. But what do I know? I'm not a rapper or a singer. So
We are a DJ. There's a lot of BPM.
yeah, I don't have any of these ensembles in my Serato. I did think, to be honest with you, me being from LA, I'll say this. Me being from LA, I thought that the attempt to being rogue with the Mexican community was egregious. Because I grew up with brown people, you know what I'm saying?
Zo,
I
hij
was
ging
listening
gewoon
to that
door.
record, like,
Lekker
this is
Ryan.
really,
Hij was clutch.
this is crazy. Because like he even said something, and we were talking about this yesterday.
Zo, je was
I
bijna
wanna
dood,
say
man,
we were
Kortski.
talking about it too, because he doesn't get involved
Chill.
in kind of conversations. But I was talking to a huge music mogul about this, and he was like, "Yo, is he serious?" I said, "Yeah." He said,
Nee.
Jeremy Heck's gonna bury me with this, but I don't remember exactly what he said. But he said something to the effect
Look at
of
these boys.
something.
Ja, nee, dat is de
he
gasstrijd.
said, the senorita. No, he said the
shit.
senor. He said something about a girl senor, right? Whereas a girl senor
is een goede man.
or like a senorita, right? But he made reference to a woman being a senor, and I was like, I don't know. I think that's what it was. I don't remember it. It wasn't memorable, so I don't remember it like that. But I don't know. It was just like, damn. And then I didn't like the beat on that song either.
Well,
I forgot the name of it, but I just think I mean, for me personally, I think if you're going to
goede reason.
If you're going to absorb culture, I think you should probably make the best attempt at doing so.
Did it feel like pandering?
Dus laten we niet ademen, bro. Crazy.
No, it sounded like a concept record, and I get the point of concept records, but I know that I talked to shout out to the Raza. I talked to them. They ain't fucking with me.
La raza.
Not the Mexicans. I can't speak for the Puerto Ricans or the Dominicans, and I can't. I don't know. Wayne don't got to talk to them. The Mexicans.
What?
Well, I'm just saying. On y'all side, I don't know how that works. Y'all probably, but
we won't be politicking about shit like that.
What?
Go ahead, crazy. Man.
What? Shout out to the last man. You know what I'm saying?
Yo, Head. Let me ask you a question. Did you like the Nokia joint?
I didn't like any of the musical ensembles on the project.
Fair.
But I also agree with y'all. It wasn't for me. You know what I'm saying? Like I remember there was one of my big homies criticized me for supporting Blueface when he came out. And he was like, he raps off beat, blah blah blah. I'm like, he ain't talking to you. You know what I'm saying? Like you can't be 45 years old and be like,
Bruh.
Man, what's up with this Blueface nigga? Like he ain't talking to you, fool. This nigga standing on top of a car in front of a high school. You know what I'm saying? He is not talking to you, bro. So if this project, they put this project out, he ain't talking to me. You know what I'm saying? I don't think Drake is trying to serenade niggas like me. So
Not sexy songs for you.
no, it ain't for me. It's for the women and stuff like that. And some of Gina's homegirls might fuck with it. They might not. I don't know. But I personally won't be contributing to the spins on this project. I like playing the real Drake shit.
Yo, dus is daar.
Wait, no, you said on your
Yo, chill.
on this song, or this album,
Yo.
you said that people are just gonna dissect everything. Is there anything Drake could do that would actually year he's had, the amount of criticism people have had?
I think
dat was kwart.
he wins for his base, right? Like for his core fan base, it's a win. Anything he does is a win. I think in the eyes of the panelists that's there, you know what I mean, people who specifically love and unapologetically represent hip hop. No, like it to me, it's all about that
What
lost
am I
shit.
doing? Lag,
I
man.
mean, like, bro, if we in a bar and I swing on you, and Head was saying this, if I swing on you and I see, I don't know that you do.
Hij blijft gewoon
on
fucking
Saturdays,
combos drukken.
That's my fault.
Hier, bitch.
You feel me? Like, that's my fault. I just didn't like, and I think all of us can agree, like, we've never seen nothing in.
Geef Lance lag, man, please.
Now,
Yo!
all care so much about music business, lying.
Yo!
Like, they lying, bro. Nobody give a damn about no contracts. If that was the case, y'all would have been protesting about when the interns was only getting $100 back when I was interning. You know what I'm saying? Like,
Just
nobody
like
cares.
Where was y'all with TLC?
Yeah, bro. Like, nobody cares about how much the music industry is a capitalist society on everyone, not just artists. So it's like, miss me with all that bullshit.
Shit, ik had geen jump
I
meer.
don't know what he could do for a win. He wins amongst his core. We bugging out. We bugging the fuck out. Crazy to his core. You know what I mean?
Talk
Like,
about that or for
I'm over it, bro. Like, for real.
what's it ID?
I'm over it.
Also, I will add.
Wacht, wie? Wat?
We gaan niet talken over wat je net daar deed op offstage. Nee,
Wat ik? Ik ging bijna dood, kill.
Nee, wat je daarvoor deed.
Correct.
Ik ga stuk.
Just want to point that out. Wayno is absolutely correct. I was in the Bay for All-Star Weekend, and I saw a DJ attempt to play one of them records. It didn't really go as planned, as I thought that they, it didn't really. I didn't think it was going. It didn't. But then I DJ'd, and then Big Von got on right before YG.
Yo, chill!
Von played Crew Love, and that rang off. It went crazy. You know what I'm saying?
Je moet relaxen, man.
I think that we're gonna stick to the rivers and lakes that we used to when it comes to these musical ensembles.
Move. Hey!
Friday, you sent me a Reddit post on Gerontology that was by self-described Super Drake fans are very critical. To Wayno's point, when that this project is a celebration for Drake's fan base. Is Drake's fan base shrinking?
Zo, wat heb je toch geluk, my boy?
Is there more criticism
My youngster.
than you're used to?
Oh my god.
Well, it's funny because I feel like Drake's fan base has changed over
Hey, zo.
He still has this core fan base of women, but he might have a little bit less of some of those people from that core fan base because of some of the ways his content has been changing. And he's accumulated a lot of male fans.
Wow, dat was clean though. Kan niet zo dit.
Right? He's trying to cater to a lot of hood guys from over
What
here
the
too.
fuck?
So he's trying to, not only through the music, but
Yeah.
connecting with different rappers. And love. It's like all of the hood guys are like, yo, Drake can do no wrong.
Japan is the
These
Punisher.
guys to me are not even a part of his core audience. So they can come and go.
Yo!
He doesn't have like a strong foundation of new people that are coming in along the way. So if he makes a misstep, they'll leave. They won't wait for the next thing to come along. As like maybe like his core fan base would have done.
Gelijk drukken.
So
Die zijn echt insane.
Yeah, it's really interesting because I think one of the things
What?
through this battle was that Drake's gonna be cool. He'll just get back to making records, dropping records, he'll be cool. And we went the whole summer projects. Now we've got an album, and I think we're all still kind of waiting. Anyone else have any thoughts on Drake before we move on to the next album?
I just want to throw one crazy theory into the air, and I just want to see what y'all think. I've been talking about it on my podcast a few times,
Boef!
and I said
Kom
that
alsjeblieft.
by 2035,
You fucked up! Oh!
Kendrick Lamar will be cool.
Yeah,
We'll
you
get
fucked
the
up though,
picture,
by the way.
arm together, beef done.
Auw!
Am I crazy or am I on point?
Dat was clean. Ik ga niet eens weer die
Fuck
van
out.
Beten met de sideline.
That's over. That's over. That's
Hey, yo,
over.
relax, man, boys. Fuck, yo.
Are you willing to make a wager?
Oh, he trying to kill me.
I'm not willing to make a wager. I'll put it that way. Because look, here's where my theory comes from. Jay and Nas, they slung a bunch of mud at each other. They cool. Jeezy and Gucci Mane are cool, and somebody died.
That didn't go well either. That verse was terrible.
They're actually not cool at all. They just
Well, they're
did
not
it.
cool, but here's the verse that means.
Wait, because you said you not willing to make a wager.
It's not off the table. I'm just saying that. It's not off
Hey,
the
just gotta
table.
make a wager right now. How much
Oh, dat was
you
clean, man. Nog een keer? Ja, ik weet het.
This right here, it's easy. This is
Well,
recorded. It'll be on YouTube.
what's the timeline?
We can look back.
I'm saying by
You said
2035.
2025.
So like when did the bet
My
end?
god, man.
2035.
Yo, spijker toch, lul.
36.
Okay, I put 500 on it.
No, I don't want to.
Ja, hoe trade?
That's
Okay.
simple.
Fuck you, man.
What are the stakes?
That's the
over
bread
here?
and butter.
DJ
How long? Okay,
With
so
move
you
and
have a
on
podcast, right?
GCD
Yes, sir.
like kill.
All right. How long do you plan on continuing this podcast?
Forever.
All right. So January 1st, 2036. If this doesn't happen, are you willing to never use online applications ever again?
No, no, sir. Listen, my podcast is more important than Drake than me. So I'm sorry.
But if you think that this is a possibility, let's call it fair. Let's say online applications total, right? Twitter, X, whatever comes, Facebook, Instagram,
You telling this man to
YouTube,
put his career on the line here? Is that what you're talking about?
Snapchat. What else do niggas? OnlyFans, whatever you got, right?
It's that OnlyFans.
I don't hear content creators, your Patreon.
You never know by 2035, man.
Okay,
Times
so
will
if you
change.
never know, are you willing to? I'll do platform for platform. I'll never use an online platform, or you using? Are you willing to do that?
I'm willing to do a 1 week strike or break or blackout. We'll
No.
do a 1 week blackout.
Nah, it's cool. It's all good. I just want to know what you think. Yeah, I just want to know.
I'm not really willing to put high stakes on something like that. You know what I'm saying? But I can see it happening.
Okay.
I'm taking side betting.
Well, no, look. I mean, you know what? Stay on stream.
2, 1, brawl.
No, hold on, Curtis.
Wow.
Curtis, am
What's up?
I completely out the window with this one right here?
with somebody who got that close of a
Yo,
relationship with Kendrick and he telling you this kind of a bet, I would never take that bet in a million years.
Chill.
There ain't no way in hell. Look, like,
Yeah.
can I just say this real quick, Wayne? I'm gonna pass it to you. It's gonna be real short. You ever watch a video like America's Funniest Home videos where somebody is like walking outside their house on the East Coast and they see snow and ice and they start slipping and they try to like stop themselves from slipping? Don't that fall always be worse because they just won't commit to the fall? That's how I view Drake. That's really how I view Drake. If he were to just sat down, like my grandma used to say, from the duration of Not Like Us video, from the pop out, a lot of shit happened. If he would have just stayed cool, did nothing at all, and then reemerged with the mysterious vibes of one of his projects, I don't know which one, the conversation's a lot different. But he kept slipping in plain sight, doing things that were... You didn't give your fans enough time.
Nigga!
Because you were so busy trying to clean up the damage of jumping in a battle you shouldn't have jumped into.
Inciting a battle. You shouldn't have incited.
Inciting, yeah.
Doesn't mean they can't still be friends, man. I'm just hoping for the best, man.
Both.
No, you said that there was gonna be a photo op.
Yes!
Okay.
You said that arm was gonna be wrapped around.
You said with the arm. So whose arm is gonna be on who?
I don't know how we're gonna do it. Maybe Drake gonna have his arm around him. Be like,
Drake is gonna have his arm
we
on Dot.
piece it up.
Are you saying by the little niggas?
Okay.
I'm just
This is
going
what I'm saying about. This is what the fuck I be talking about. Do you understand what that is?
Let's do it the other way around.
No. That's
Kendrick got his arm around Drake.
No, that's what I'm trying to. Never mind. That's what I'm trying to explain, bro. It be shit that people don't understand about how culture works. I'm not talking about semantics and positioning of the photo and all that. I don't know. I'm asking if you think that,
bro,
in 10 years from now, you think that there's gonna be a photo?
Ja. About to spam the shit out you! About to spam the shit!
One dot.
Nee, ain't nothing
There's gonna
cool.
be a photo like that.
Yes.
Okay, I have nothing further to offer to this conversation.
Man, Friday.
Yeah, boof!
Who benefits from that?
Helicopter!
That photo op except for the guy that's like, remember, hey Kendrick, remember back 10 years ago when you said my name at the Super Bowl? I was kind of hurt. I'm okay with that now. Can we take a photo with each other? That's how I think that's gonna play out the way this trajectory is going. Who benefits from that?
Hey man, to Friday's point, Canadian people are very hopeful, man.
Oh.
You're nice. You're nice people, man.
Wayno.
Breath.
Let me ask you a question, Wayno.
Right.
Let me ask you a question, Wayno.
Right.
We've talked about our lineage.
Yeah.
Oh my
You
lord.
have a
Double attack
public
stat.
issue with an individual
Oh, yeah,
who
okay.
has defamed your character, defamed
know what-
your family,
you know what I'm saying?
besmirched
Yo,
your wife.
So,
What do you mean
hello.
by that?
Now
What
it's
do you
come
mean
to
by
a
that?
point where you
Yo.
both are on a global scale, battling it out in front of the world, right? At any point, do you feel like, even if y'all are cool, do you feel like you would take a photo with this man's arm on you?
Bro, I wouldn't even take photos with one of my brothers, bro. Just keeping it 1,000. I was just keeping it 1,000, bro. I got blood brothers that I want to take a photo with. I'm not listening to
What? I did.
my Friday bugging the fuck out.
Greatness.
Listen,
Hold on.
somebody like myself.
Condoms on your baby seat. Remember that part.
Hold on. Somebody like myself that was around state property in the midst of the Jada Kiss and Beanie Siegel thing. Let me tell you the difference. The reason why Jada Kiss and Beanie Siegel, they had a respect for one another, music wise and in the street. There was plenty times where we got into it, me being around state property and seeing D Block members, and it could have went totally left. But the respect that we had for one another in the street is what diffused that. This is something totally different. Them niggas ain't never gonna be cool ever again.
Can I mention something?
Fuck, ik ging
Can I mention
terug.
something too?
Hij is brain dead. Hij
Also,
denkt niet
in
na.
that situation, nobody got sued.
I can't with the sound effects.
Well, you know what's interesting about what Wayno said? And this the thing.
Yeah.
okay, even going to your point of Hove and Nas, there was at no point Hove is taller than most rappers. At no point will you ever see a
Oh, that's
photo
clean.
with Hove.
That's clean right there.
Like, yeah, nigga. Like,
Joe.
this has cultural implications. You get what I'm saying? Like, did you see the clip that went viral of T.I. where he was telling the dude, don't put your arm around me. I don't know how. I'm not familiar with. I've never been to Canada. You know what I'm saying? Apparently, I got to get permission to come up there. And
Nah, man, you good, man.
no, I'm
Don't
saying
tell him,
like.
no, he not. Don't tell him that.
Oh, okay. So, well, you know, there's like visas and shit you got to get. You know what I mean?
Kijk daar,
You know,
wat
whatever.
roekeloos,
Come
man.
up there and get. Anyway, there's cultural implications that come with those types of gestures, bro. That's all I'm saying.
No, and it's the same over here too.
En die is een auto player, man.
Reposition the picture and with the armor on. Because over here in Canada,
Ik wil niet tegen
a guy
hem.
puts
Zeg
his
geen
armor on
GG,
and be
fuck
like, yo,
off.
what's going on, bro? You gotta get out of that position right away, real quick. It's not a good look. You know what I'm saying? So it means the same thing over here.
Who do you think,
All right.
if we go with this 10-year theory Friday, who do you think would be the person to extend the olive branch?
I think Drake. And I think, listen, I'm going by the aspect that these guys are like 37, 38. By the time we get to 2034, let's say, they're going to be almost 50 years old. They're going to still have that same vitriol and bitterness about each
Hold
other.
on, let me jump in real quick. Hold up a second. Bro,
Hey,
are you
relax,
watching
man.
Instagram right now, do you see 50 Cent? Do you see like, bro,
What, niggas?
these are the examples of the 50-year-olds we had prior. None of these,
Jesus, man.
Bro, that's not happening.
Look at these
First of all,
niggas,
I'm gonna
man.
keep it 100. I'm tired of hearing Drake's name. I know Jess wanted to move to a different subject and all of that, but bro, that shit
chill.
is not
You need to
happening,
chill.
bro.
You need to chill, man.
It's not
Over
gonna be cool, bro.
You need to chill, man.
You
Oh
suggested
my
that
god,
my man hit
niggas.
my wife, bro. Like we never gonna be cool off of that. I don't
And
care.
you called me a PDF file.
Man, yo.
Yeah, you're right, and you're right, and we both had to receive both disrespect. I'm not never.
Zo, jij hebt geluk, my guy.
Playing with my wife, bro. You can never
Holy
play with
Moses.
that. You can never. That's why she mine. You can't play with that.
I just want to put a theory out there into the air, man.
I feel you.
Yeah, that was well. That was a theory that I guess we got to 2035. We got 2035.
Zo,
We'll
hallo,
see.
Ogrim.
We'll see
I
what
got you,
happens
Head.
in 2035.
You want to do it?
Well, I'm not blacking out completely. But like I said, we could maybe talk about a week.
No, I want to do it forever. I won't touch a microphone or turn a camera on or tweet or post or nothing. Or you.
Oh, yo.
We'll talk about behind the scenes.
Don't do it, Friday.
Geluk.
Don't do it. I'm telling you. I rock with you, Friday. You're my man. Don't do it.
Toronto needs we love him.
Nee, fuck. Fuck Les, man.
We're running out of time here, but I do want to get you guys' thoughts on Ye. And we've just witnessed another Kanye West classic.
Oh, je hebt geluk, my guy.
There's a better way to
Boop, boop.
This one looks and feels different. You know, I think that whether it was the George Bush doesn't care about black people, whether
Nee.
Ik heb jou.
Beyonce had the greatest performance of all time, whether it's
Oh my god.
Zane Lowe interviews screaming about niggas,
Nee.
you know, slavery was a choice, or even this last 2 years ago, when he was, you know, first started caping for Hitler. I think this one feels different to me because with all the other ones in the background, it seemed like he was fighting for something. There was some sort of motivation that seemed, you know, present. You know, like with the Zane Lowe.
Hou mij. Lekker.
Figure out how he could get a deal. The one 2 years ago, he colored that. Get out his contracts because he wanted to own his assets. Well, now he's back to being a billionaire, at least in valuation. He's independent. He's got a #1 album, a #1 song since he's been indie. He's got a project that's coming up soon.
Oh, ik heb
He
het.
seems to be more in control of his own destiny. And here he is just doing the same thing again. Does this look like the same type of thing Kanye always does, or does this feel different to you? Open for it.
Same shit, man. I don't know. I feel like Kanye at this point, he has everything he wants. if he was to retire tomorrow, he'd be retired a happy man. He's just consistently needs the attention. And it just might be a sickness of his own personality disorder or whatever.
I don't think he'd be happy. Because he's not happy now. I mean, Kanye is... I spoke about this before. We all have, like... Artists are almost like creative players to us sometimes. We want them to have certain attributes. We want them to act certain ways or be certain ways. Especially when we accept you how we met you. We met Kanye 20-something years ago. We accepted him as this person that made this great music, that was righteous. It made us feel something. It made us feel good. It made us reflect. And who that person was is long gone. The shit that he does today, bro, like, it's kind of like out of sight, out of mind to me. It's like, I don't take anything he does serious. Like Kanye acting tough, like him saying, I used to be pussy, but I'm not now, is crazy to me. Like, you know what I mean? It's just like, I just can't, I can't take anything he's hold on, he's a man that's 40-something years old, acting like a berate. I can't even say a child, because I know children that act with more respect and diligence than that. So I don't want to say he acting like a child. You know how people like to say he acting like a bitch or something. I can't even say he acting like a woman, because women don't act like that. You know what I'm saying? He's just acting totally ridiculous, and I can't jack him at this point.
You know, there's a lot of people talking about that Kanye's unwell. I think that was a made head over his picture. Kanye's unwell. Is he past the point of saying?
Oh nee, dat moet ik hebben toch?
No, I think everybody. I mean, I don't have sympathy. I have compassion and empathy for anybody struggling with mental health. Just like any other, you know, disease,
oh my god,
sickness, illness, ailment, whatever the case may be. I have empathy, but I'm to my knowledge, he's classified as bipolar. Is that what it is?
He said he was bipolar.
Okay.
He said he wasn't.
Okay.
He says he's autistic now.
He's autistic now. So you can just identify as whatever mental illness you want?
Not according to the Trump administration.
Oh, you gotta be either or. You gotta be autistic or bipolar. Okay. All right. So, I mean, I have empathy for anybody, you know, dealing with anything, but at the same time, I don't think that people really take into account. He doesn't have enough accountability for the things that he does and says, how he moves and stuff like that. Like, as a fan of music, okay, cool, that's one thing. That's the same thing that people have been talking about R. Kelly for years. Like, oh, I can't separate it.
Ik haal dat niet, dat is crazy.
Now he can't separate it. Okay, cool. Here's the problem. Here's one of the problems. Is when you look at Ye and you look at all the things he's accomplished, people are just infatuated by his accomplishments and his celebrity and his catalog and everything that we love about him. This country, specifically the United States of Elon Musk, do your due diligence on that. But in this country specifically, we are completely infatuated with celebrity, which is how we ended up with a celebrity in chief.
I remember this kid.
Right? We had a governor in California who was an action superhero. You know what I'm saying? We have the celebrity in the office now who was pre-existing celebrity itself. I think you're gonna continue to see a trend of people. What's the new one? Coping? Is that a Curtis? You help me out. Is it KOP? I don't know what the fuck niggas talking about.
Relation to what?
Just the new word. Like first it was blazing, then I just learned coping last week.
Oh, they sending that to you too? Yeah.
So you're gonna see a whole new thread of coping for celebrity outbursts and things like that because people are just infatuated with celebrity on every level. You got the Kardashian fiasco, you got all these different things. Next thing you know, mark my words, there's gonna be somebody who's gonna run
don't too fast.
And it's gonna be a real
oh my god, man,
of their celebrity. And it's just like now you got everybody being like, well, shit, I can do that. I can do this. Well, do you care about public office? Do you care about doing anything for the benefit of people? When Ye ran for president, that was a real thing. Niggas was writing his name in the ballot. And I think based on how
dit mag
Ye
niet
is
blij, man.
moving, you're
Jezus
gonna
Christus,
see
joh.
him open the door for a lot of other people who are probably either unwell or megalomaniacs. He's a megalomaniac.
Waarom hit dat nog?
Look that shit up. Him being a megalomaniac, you're gonna see him open the door for other people who are gonna be doing the same thing, where they can just feel like they're above protocol, they're above the program. And one thing that Friday's homie learned is nobody is above the program.
I want to read y'all this tweet I said back in like 2012, and it's about Kanye. I said, I can't wait till Kanye eats a live baby on stage and niggas call it artistic expression. And I said that a long time ago, and I still we watching him eat the baby.
Ja, hij hit dat wel.
You know what I mean? I meant what I said that was him do something horrible or say something horrible. On one hand, you don't know what he wants to fight. Like, there is a conversation that he makes sometimes that needs to be had, especially with the music industry and the labels and the deals and all of that. But you can't have that type of conversation when you're just being blatantly disrespectful and overtly ridiculous for 90% of your conversation, and then for 95 or 99% of your conversation, and that 1% you want to try to get a point across. It's just not, it's not cutting through.
What do you think about this, Gina? Where you at on Ye?
I think we need to stop mistaking a nigga getting his shit off with mental illness. He's just saying what he want to say, just like your uncle or your granny who be saying whatever she want to say. We just look at Kanye crazy because he Kanye and he on social media. But motherfuckers be getting shit off. People say crazy, wild stuff all the time, not necessarily on public platforms. That's wild. I don't think nothing is wrong with him. I don't think he's autistic, bipolar, schizophrenic, none of those. I think he just has wild thoughts and he shares them publicly. And like Wayno said, once he eat a baby on stage, they're gonna call it art. And that's crazy. It's crazy. Whatever Kanye does is fashion. Like Head says, America, we're obsessed with these people. That nigga just getting off what he want to get off. It ain't nothing wrong with him. It's not nothing wrong with that nigga. He been doing what he does since I was 3, and he said F George Bush. Like, he's been doing this. I don't even know why niggas are surprised. They need to give him his Twitter back. He's saying that he's doing the same shit he's been doing. He's been having wild things.
I feel scammed. Head has been around long enough to when, shout out to the homie Ab Soul when he was doing a Follow Friday. He was like, shout out to the homie Curtis King. He the West Coast Kanye West. Like, that meant something at one point in time that you aspired to be like. That's an insult. Like, we might fight, because when I hear him talking about how he's self-diagnosed.
Oh, come on. Ik zag het al.
Have a child that is on the spectrum. Kanye does this thing where he knows how to agitate segments of his fan base and then create the most amazing music that you've ever heard and kind of like get you right back in the middle again. And then out of nowhere, he say some wild stuff, and then he get on a plane with a bunch of the most beautiful gospel songs you've ever heard. And you're like, you know what, man, that's how you get back to black folks. You do it through religion, right? It's almost like the way to a man's heart is through his stomach, right? I feel like he's played this game for so long, and I've been one of the people at some point in time that defended this in the name of it, but I think it was only a matter of time before he got to me as a segment of his fan base. And what I've noticed is that the music is not doing it anymore. What I noticed is that it feels like a symptom of a bigger problem. And it's a problem that I addressed this week, and I say it here. We got a problem with our OGs. Some of our OGs didn't become OGs or graduate to OGs. They're just YNs that became OYNs. I'm looking at all of this, the theatrics. This is the first time I felt like, as a grown man, I just turned 40 this year. I'm looking at the theatrics and I'm like, I see you. No. Beyond the mental, I see you. The moment that he tweeted this, he said, watch, I'm going to defend Puff, and then next year, I'm going to win all the Grammys and do the Super Bowl. I said, isn't that interesting? Are you really showing me what your real issue is right now? Because what you're doing is no different from what a lot of the other OGs are doing, which is trying to make this moment about them. Trying to make the focus about them. I got so disappointed. Wayne was one of my favorite rappers coming up. Nigga, why are you doing a lotion commercial and making an announcement for the lotion commercial while saying, I'm not gonna be at the Super Bowl, but I got an announcement for you. Your announcement is a lotion commercial and the next Carter. The fuck is going on with our OGs? So when I see that, I look at Kanye and I realize your mental health doesn't put you above that entitlement. See, the problem is not just their egos, but folks like myself. I gotta take accountability now. We put them on a pedestal. We made them feel like they were the only ones. And now that the tide is shifting and they're realizing like, oh shit, that legend that I thought I did enough may not, it's not enough. It's not enough. You solid niggas, it's not enough. I'm looking at this whole situation, I'm looking at them and I'm like, damn, they really showing their ass right now. And I can't look at it the same way. You can blame mental health. I got family that have bipolar disorder. Everybody's not the same. The problem with calling it autism, dog, is a spectrum. Nobody is exactly the same. So for you to say that, I look at that and I say, nah, you just a jealous old head with a whole lot of money, and you became the very thing. It's funny, he got on that microphone and said, George Bush don't care about black. Somebody said it recently and I feel the same way. No, Kanye West don't care about black. I'm a dollar amount to him, so I feel scammed.
You cooking?
Gina B's here today. That's all I know. I just want to make sure I say something to that. Look, come on.
Brother, you got to think for this.
Nah, I think Curtis summed it up excellently, man. Everything that he said, and also to bounce on what Wayne was saying, the old heads are not growing up. OYNs. Disgusting.
Waarom rij je weg, nigga?
You think in 2035, when Drake and Dot picture takes place, that Drake is going to grow up? How does that look? Who's going to be the old white man?
I'm always just hoping for the best, you know what I'm saying? I just hope that, you know, from even the examples that we're seeing from 2024 and 2025, the crash out era, that maybe some of these older heads will say, you know what, we look kind of crazy over those years, and maybe they might grow up, because it's not happening now.
Sentinel.
I'm gonna defend this, and I mean, we can wrap up, but I think we expect too much out of people too. I agree with everything Curtis King just said. I disagree with. I remember agreeing with what Joe Budden said about Drake and how he said he didn't grow up. But then I started to really think about it. It's like,
2, 1,
if you think about it, what reason does he have other than age? He's living the same experience he's been living. He's never really taken a stance on anything when it came to anything. We don't know how he feels about anything for anything, right? Which, not saying that I'm not gonna agree with Ye, but I know how Ye feels, and to me, I respect an outward like person who is like Curtis don't like me. I respect him saying he don't like me versus him behind the scenes. Y'all don't like that, you know, like certain industry people do, right? So I respect somebody who's out loud and bold with their opinion about things. Obviously, there's repercussions and consequences that come with anything you do or say in this world. That's just how society works. Cool. But when you talk about OGs, I don't know. I think Wayno could attest to this too. Everybody in our old heads is because they old. You know what I'm saying? So I think it's too much pressure being put on these people who never signed up for the old head. They never signed up to be the OG. They never signed up for that. I remember when that clip that went viral about Young Thug.
Yeah,
and they asked him about politics. He's like, bro, I'm getting money and fucking bitches, and I don't know what you're talking about. So to go to Young Thug and get his political take is wrong, because that's not who we looking. We don't look. I'm not looking for that. So when Joe Budden said, like, oh, Drake's not growing, he's not whatever, I agreed with him when he first said it, and then I started thinking about it. It's like, well, I mean, there's something for everybody. So then when you fast forward and you look at these songs, right? Dot Drop, Mr. Morales, and the Big Step. It's one of his most vulnerable, shares ever. everything that he got when he was growing up, all these things he went through as a child, his auntie, his mom, his family, his infidelities, all these things are put on display for the world, right? And then you get GNX, which is a full culture project. But then you can and like Wayno said earlier, you compare it to Sexy Songs for You. I don't know if I said that right, sorry. Sexy Songs for You.
Fuck.
It's like night and day, and people are comparing it. Don't compare it, bro. You've already been told what you're gonna get from this. You know what I'm saying? It's like people who complain about McDonald's made me fat. No, McDonald's didn't make you fat, champ. You just consumed. You went to McDonald's thinking you was finna get this and you got that, when they have never told you was gonna get this in the first place. So I think we just have to pay attention to who and what and where and why and all of the things, and just know what you're getting, where you're getting it from. When you call certain people, see, Curtis not single no more. When you call certain people, you know what that person is for.
Hitbox.
Oh, this person is to intellectually stimulate me. This other person ain't. You know what I'm saying? Like, that's just what it is. So to push back on Curtis's point, our OGs didn't become OGs, but I don't think they were destined to be that in the first place.
That's fair.
When it comes to Ye, when it comes to, I think, and this is gonna sound even crazier. I've never thought about this. I'm thinking out loud, but Hove probably saw this years ago and was probably like, you know what? This ain't finna be my. Oh, this person is to intellectually stimulate me. This other person ain't. You know what I'm saying? Like, that's just what it is. So to push back on Curtis's point, our OGs didn't become.
Als deze test nog één keer tegenkom, ga ik hem helemaal kapot maken.
That's fair.
Helemaal doodmaken, maar echt helemaal dood.
I think
my boy gaat niet play.
Sound even crazier. I've never thought about this. I'm thinking out loud, but Hove probably saw this years ago and was probably like, you know what? This ain't finna be my legacy. Let me disengage.
When do we hold them to fire though? My thing is, I'm with you 1,000% in that they didn't sign up for that. Some of them I think are the last ones to realize they became. It's like me when folks started calling me Unc. I said Unc who? What you mean I'm Unc? In my mind, growing up, Unc was the one that came in the room with you and your cousin was like, "What you all over here playing? Nintendo?" No, this is a PlayStation. What do you mean Nintendo? He's the one that grabbed the basketball and disrupted the game that y'all playing at 21. Like he's out of touch. He's not self-aware. I think a lot of these artists got in that position and they didn't realize it because they've been living this lifestyle that everybody's showing them love all the time. They always put them on a pedestal.
Oh my God!
They realize like, yo, that's. Like you're the age of the person considered the OG at one point in time. But my thing is, when do we ever hold them up to a fire? And I'm not saying that you're not saying that, but when do we hold some fire up to their feet where it's like, no, you are that, and the fact that you still in my face is a problem because now you're putting that chill on a grand stage. When I'm seeing Kanye over here talking this crazy stuff about Cassie,
my God, hij heeft zoveel geluk, heel de tijd.
Up on his website and doing all of this, like, there's no justification.
Oh my God, man. Ga weg, joh! My boy heeft geen leg! Hij scoort!
Don't react the same way. At some point in time, is it because he likes to talk about quieting his platform and people trying to stop a black man in power? Is that really what it is, or is it that you're using your power irresponsibly? I don't want to become rich so that I can become like the people.
Kijk deze nigga, gewoon ging hij zomaar, had hij me bijna gekild, hè. Kom hier, where your dumbass going?
Like, you're a bridgehead. You talk to a lot of people that respect you, and you have a lot of younger artists that respect you when they go to you too. I myself came up in this game.
Bro, yo, my boy's fucking.
I'm looking at it now and I'm realizing like I do see that I'm at that age.
Precious shit.
What's going on with them? If they not gonna do it, who gonna do it?
What the fuck, bro?
I agree with you, but what I'm saying is, this is the reality of the situation. And this is a conversation. It's a rough conversation to have publicly. But the fact of the matter is, everybody in the league. You know what I'm saying? The military doesn't operate with all generals. The military operates with a few generals and a lot of infantry. And unfortunately, a lot of infantry, you know, they get the short end of the stick a lot of times. But that's also because of groupthink.
Moet je niet altijd shit drukken, nigga.
I'm not a rapper, but I'm using a metaphor. When you talk about groupthink on the internet,
ik wil je zien dodgen, bro. Laat me jou zien dodgen.
They wake up Charlemagne said it. They wake up, go to the internet, and figure out what to care about. They go to the internet and figure out what their opinion is about certain things. I think it's about having those tough conversations with yourself. Hey, what do I really think? If you don't have an opinion, don't have an opinion. Cool. If you do have an opinion, stand on that opinion. If you change your opinion and not change it.
My boy can't take
I think too, like, I'm not making excuses for Ye. I'm just saying that I don't necessarily look at him for tutelage, to be an old head, to be an OG or anything like that. I look at him as like an artist who, you know, probably at some point in his life didn't wash his hands after he took a shit.
Hij is zeker een epic gamer. Holy shit. Die game is real epic.
I mean, just
damn.
We got
vlammen bij die joystick wanneer die drukt.
There's so many dope brothers and sisters that do the work. When it comes to community, when it comes to philanthropy, when it comes to all of these different things. And just because somebody made one of our favorite songs does not make them our leader. I mean, we've gotten our hearts broken time in and time out going down this path. And I can't speak for any other culture. I'm just talking about black people in general. I don't know what other people do, you know? But we always wait when it was, you know, the pandemic. Yo, what Kendrick gonna say? What Cole gonna say? Where they at? We need them. While it was Tamika Mallory and all of them was outside doing the real work on the ground.
Nice.
And that's just one issue. There's so many different issues that collectively we need to get together and conquer, you know, without talking to the best rapper or who we deemed as the GOAT at one point in time. There's GOATs that do so many other things other than music.
Motherfucker.
I think that's a great stopping point too. Let's go around the horn if anybody has anything to know, let me know where to find you guys. I enjoyed this conversation. I hope everyone.
Nee, deze motherfucker loopt te spammen, G.
Ik kan gewoon niks doen, bro. Ik kan gewoon niet punishen, bro.
Fuck, die bitch houdt nou vast met haar sick en dan sikt hij me. Dit is insane.
Bets that were made that might want to be rescinded.
Well, listen, I just want to thank you once again, Justin, for having me on this panel, man. I always enjoy this Culture United. And I see some of the comments when I do look. And I'm not always the favorite, you know what I mean? I come with my Canadian opinion. But I love the haters too, okay?
Sick for me, my boy.
Opinions like this, or sometimes a different one. Tap into my network. It's right here on the hat. We Love Hip Hop Network on YouTube. And we talk podcast. Best podcasting in the country. Barney.
Word up, 1 second.
Boom.
You my man. Friday's a good dude. Good dude, a good-hearted person. A lot of great conversations. And he's a brave soul because he has weathered some crazy comments the past three Culture United. So 1 second applause again to you, sir.
Fuck.
First off, I want to just tell all of y'all, man. I thought about it just now. I'm like, damn, you know I've known you for like a good 10 years now or more. You know what I'm saying? So I just want to tell all of y'all, first off, thank you for allowing me on your platform. You know what I mean? Kurt, man, I'm inspired by you, bro. Before we started connecting, I was watching your content. And thank you, bro, because like what y'all do pushes me. Gina, you know, Gina my dog. When we see each other in person, it's always good vibes, you know what I'm saying? Had my brother, you know what I'm saying? It goes without saying on Friday, you know what I'm saying? I'm just getting into what you're doing, bro, and I'm checking for y'all, but I just want to tell all of y'all, thank you for collectively, you know, sharing this conversation. I think it's important for us to come together and do these types of things so that we can uphold this culture, you know, as high as we
Wat zei je?
Pio heeft gewoon meer content gegeven, toch?
Waarom invite hij mij? Wat doet hij nou weer zeggen? Oh, clan invite, fuck off. Hoe ga ik eruit?
Ik heb geen idee. Oh, DuckTales. Eeuw, ja? Maar nigga, is geen Aurora Nice, maar wel DuckTales zijn, oké?
Hey, chill. Hallo, hoe ga ik eruit, kill? Hij heeft mij officer gemaakt. Ik wil geen fucking officer zijn, nigga.
Bij... even kijken.
Nigga, je kan ranks geven in dingen, dat is insane. Bro.
Fuck, lieve clans, ja.
Moet dit echt googelen, bro? Clan tab in the upper right corner. Oh. Ik ben nog solo met hem in die clan, dat is insane. Do none of that, nigga. En dan, kijk. Dan click on your name. Leave clan. Suck ass nigga.
Boat bar.
Ja man, Zoro stopt in en Gabon geeft op man. Zoro fans about to have a field day.
Echt, zijn er pagina's uit?
Dan heb je gewoon meer context gegooid. Toch wel een update als dat.
Gaban uses a named attack. While Zoro blocks one of the slashes to protect Luffy, then Luffy turns to gear 5th.
3, 2, 1, brawl.
Ja, agenda gaat agenda man. Zo.
Agenda piece gaat agenda piece.
Ja man.
Piece it up.
Oh mijn god, deze. Ik zie al. Oh mijn god, jongen. Die koude bom. Mattie. Je hebt geen koude jump niet. Doing way too much. Oei, je hebt geluk. Nee! Ik druk gewoon shit, man. Oh, leave me alone, leave me alone. Oh mijn god. Dit gaat echt nergens over. Fuck Lance man, even serieus. Wat een toxic ass weapon is dit jongen. Ja, fuck you. Lekker. Zo heerlijk man. Mijn god, ik krijg kippenvel.
Boat bar. Go. Three, two, one, brawl.
We hebben net tegen deze bitch gevochten ook. Wat is dat? Waarom gaat hij weg? Je hebt maar 1 staak verloren, bro. Vakken.
Bark ass nigga, man.
Deze nigga spamt gewoon. Gelijk Sigurd, crazy. you, Cal. Oeh, dodge hij dat, bro. Omdat ik shit drop, daarom. Chill! Ja, sukkel. Oh mijn god, stop bashen, nigga. Zo, even geluk.
Blue team wins.
Waarom invite hij mij? De ego is weer getouched of zo, man. Fuck off. Waarom kan ik nooit terug? Oh, je bent in de queue.
Oh. Ik ben terug in lobby.
Bodvar. Go. Top. Three, two, one, brawl.
Welcome to Shamrock. Kan je rustig doen?
Gina.
Thank you again for having me. Love this lineup. Love that I'm the only female here representing. Thank you for letting me be a voice for the women as well, and as well as the West Coast. We just dropped the Ray Daniels interview. Actually, it's coming out tomorrow. So if y'all watching me in here right now, go watch it on the Ray Daniels interview. I created my own card game.
Oh snap! Okay.
Yeah, from scratch. I'll sell it on my website. Go over to hostessions.com and go ahead and get you a card game for game night. It's very culturally intimate. Yeah, is that all right?
That was it.
All right.
Word up. Let's take it apart. Yo, and I want to say this real fast too, man. Like the way that effective immediately dropping incredible content motivates me and pushes me, and also gives me a lot of things to share with my audience. I love that conversation y'all just had with Mark Jones on the Boondocks. I love that Absol conversation y'all had. I love that Ice Cube conversation y'all had. You know what I mean? So you guys are sitting on cylinders, doing a great job. Really excited every time. Hey, what you got?
Effective immediately.live is the website. Hit that website, group chat, subscribe to our YouTube. There was a certain streamer that said that we
Steeds
need to get
gaat
our numbers up. So if you have pity
What the
for
fuck?
me,
En
or
hij
you don't
dodge
fuck
hem
with me, or you hate
Goat
me,
it.
it's all good. Go hit that subscribe button. Go to Effective Immediately YouTube. I have no shame or no pride or no ego. So I'll take sympathy subs. Go to Effective Immediately YouTube and run it up. You know what I'm saying? We appreciate you. Stay on stream.
Zullen mij niet laten
Breaking
blijven.
the flow. Sympathy subs from my man DJ Head. Effective immediately. Curtis.
I don't have nothing to plug. Head, you know you my dog. I appreciate you.
No!
Mentorship. I wanted to shout out Salas because that was my introduction. Salas and Sade were my introduction to Justin. Thank you for sharing your platform. Gina, I need you to know how much we champion you, how much I've championed you on my platform, even though we've never met. We have a lot of mutuals. What you stand for, the way that you making these niggas rap out here. I've been out here for the years that you wasn't out here, and you didn't have the platform that you have now.
Motherfucker.
I love it. You got a rapping out here again. Do you understand how beautiful that is as a producer and an artist? Thank you for that.
Goofy ass
Wayno,
nigga.
of course, Wayno, you used to be the only voice of reason that I could agree with most of the time on that one show on Complex. And I used to say,
No!
finally somebody that don't just do the hot take. You know how many
Dat was niet
times I
Black Kill.
yeah, so being able to share this platform, as much as you say that I inspire you on yours, bro, Ben inspired me before I even thought about me being a voice of me.
Oh my god.
Friday, look, I know we see opposing opinions on a lot of these things, but what I do respect about what you do is you're gonna stand on your square. And you've done that every single time. It is not an easy position to be in because I just know if I'm exhausted as a father of one, I cannot imagine the exhaustion that it is.
God, dat was zoveel bullshit, jongen.
OVO and Drake supporter. After all this time, it is a lot of work because they are putting a lot of people to work. I see these.
Oh my god!
Dollars that got rumored for OVO fans for the best tweet. They are working out here. But you, I love that you do this with respect.
Yeah.
You do this with integrity. And I salute you in the platform that y'all got going.
Holy
Even
fuck,
though I'm
man.
banned from Canada, you know, one day for me, one day.
Yo, I thank you to everybody for tuning in, man. I've, this is our 6th one, right? And we've been doing Culture United monthly at this point.
Yeah.
I have a vision for it and to bring it into real life, IRL, live events, but also to do, get up to about two a month. But this was something that I'm just really excited about. I'm thankful. I'm blessed for all the support from all the audience, but also all the incredible voices that have been on here. I mean, this lineup right here is top tier in conversation, and perspective, and culture, and range. And that is the same thing with everyone who has been. Big shout out to FD Signify, Professor Sky, and Jeremy Hunt. You know what I mean? Big Fantana, and Chillin with Moni. You know what I mean? There is a really dope algorithmic movement that a lot of our channels are capitalizing off of. And you've seen our content on pretty much everyone else's channel at some point in time. We are vocally, actively supporting each other, whether it's shouting people out, whether it's reacting to people's content, whether it's live experiences like this. And this feels like this is a new golden era of hip-hop media conversation. I've never witnessed anything that's happening like this before. And it's an honor to be a part of it. And thank you guys so much for joining me tonight in this discussion. And thank you to everybody for tuning in tonight to Culture United 6. Just in time for the end of the month. There's only like a week left, so we should use this for this. And there's a whole lot of stuff to talk about. So,
What the fuck gebeurde daar nou weer?
It's all happening. Everyone have a good one.
In your back, you don't even care for just that.
Okay, what the fuck? raakt hij mij? Hoe raakt hij mij? Ga weg, man. Ja. Deze moord is echt met mijn 14 kill.
Oh, wat ben ik geraakt, broer?
Oh, hij dodged.
Red team wins. Yumiko.
Oh. Control United.
Three, two, one, brawl.
Of course.
Dat is prachtig, man. Oh, wat waarom?
Zo. Oh, of course, man. Waarom doe je cover dat? Ga weg, joh. Cool, mist dat.
Blue team wins. M. Bison. Three, two, one, brawl.
Yo! Fuck off. Je houdt van die sick, hè? Je bent een bitch. Zo, wat heb jij toch geluk, jonge man. Wat? Ja! Hey!
Weet je wat?
Nah, geen GG's, nothing. Ja, fuck you dan. Bitch. Hij invite me. Talk to me. GG's, man. You very good. You very good. Later.
Bison.
Niggas really acting alsof Luffy niet fucking Gear 5 heeft gebruikt op een crow en een snake en een cat, bro. Like,
Hoe?
Niggas doen echt alsof wanneer Luffy Gear 5 gaat, dat hij gepusht wordt tot de limit, zeg maar. Oh. Ja, Gaban heeft Luffy om je gepusht, zelf Gear 5 was niet genoeg om te tikken, dit dat, bro. Luffy gebruikt Gear 5 op die fucking animals van Road, bro. Like, that nigga just goes to that 4, bro. Het is niet zo diep, bro.
Oh mijn god, deze fucking Mirage. Ze hebben unintentionally alles te coveren, jongen. Echt insane. Fuck deze nigga, man. Goeie. Dat was some good shit, not gon' cap. Oh mijn god. Deze nigga is gewoon aan het fucking freestylen op de spaat, nigga. Kijk hier weer. Ga weg, man! Oh mijn god.
Dominating.
Zo, man. Holy shit.
Like, heeft iedereen armor vandaag of zo? Is dat de perk die niggas hebben of zo? Like,
deze nigga is zomaar hier.
we hebben allemaal Jala stats. Like, wat doet hij?
Nou, ga dood, man. Dat hoort niet in deze game.
Dominating.
Oh mijn god. Oh mijn god. Oh mijn god. Kijk wat hij doet. Kijk wat hij doet, man. Oh ja, tuurlijk.
Red team wins.
Ja, fuck you, you bitch.
Ham Bison. Three, two, one, brawl.
Oh mijn god.
Dat is mijn toren is gewoon echt gewoon broer.
Oh mijn god, deze knik is zo... Oh mijn god. Wat is dit serieus? Deze bitch is ass man! Waarom dat de hele tijd? Deze nigga is ook ass. Ga weg uit mijn rug, bitch. Hij haalt dat. What the fuck, man. Oh mijn god, joh. Oh mijn god.
Haal dat terug, broer.
Oh ja. Oh mijn god, jongen. Maar hij zou mij gewoon raken daar, hè. Oh mijn god.
Weg, hè? Je bent koude weg, hoor. Hier kan je niks, hè?
Both balls. Go. Three, two, one, brawl.
Don't know what fucking relaxing is and just waiting your turn, bro.
Yo, die spikeball. Wat? Oh mijn god, hij kan het wel.
These niggas hate the need for effort. Excessive situation is distressing. Holy fuck, bro. Relax. Go. Just pressing buttons.
Both balls. Go. Three, two, one, brawl.
Bruh. Bro, really trying to play the game. Yeah. Oh mijn god.
Shut down.
Dat is een goede dodge. Hier staan, hier aan. Really? Achter hem. Ga weg, man.
Oh, what the angle?
Dominating.
Ja. Moet je toch wel spaat dodgen, nigga.
Blue team wins.
Nee, ik ga niet nog een keer tegen hem spelen, man. Sowieso niet, geen GG's. Wegwezen, nigga.
Oh, wacht even, die.
Ja, toch?